Excuse me. All right, put that there. And then over here, hey guys, so in the chat, I'm gonna share, let's see. Okay. So I'm gonna put the link, into the chat and I'll pin it. If you wanna come up, you just gotta hit that link and request up. You gotta be over 18 though. Put you up there, close that. So many windows and tabs. Okay, so before we get started, I see there's already people volunteering. That is, I appreciate you. I want to start out actually first with talking about why I'm here. So obviously I want to know why you're not vegan. I have some resources here, although my other live, you may not really see it. So it's behind the chat, but most of you already know these resources. And if you're in the other chat and you are not vegan and you want to come up and talk to me, just hit that link, like I said, and you can see all the resources then. So veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. It, is me saying, I don't want to demand someone else be used without their consent, or used without their consent even considered, that's pretty terrible. So, as a vegan, I don't go to the zoo, right? Because those animals are imprisoned. I don't go to any, like an aquarium or, a circus. I don't buy things that are made of people's body parts or their skin, like leather, scales, feathers, fur, all those things. Silk. A lot of people don't understand silk. They actually boil the worms alive in their little cocoons to get the silk. And, fish, they care about their lives. A lot of people think that fish are very alien. So they don't think that they feel pain. They don't think that they care about what happens to them. But we've learned that it's quite the opposite. They actually do understand a lot of what's going on around them. And sometimes they can even outperform mammals, even humans. So it just goes to show you that everybody has their strengths. So why do we hold back respect for some people, but respect others, right? Like, shouldn't it be based off of if somebody cares about what happens to themselves, not if they're in your group or if they're intelligent enough? I think that even if I was to lose my, intelligence, just become nothing but sentient, lose my sapience, I'd still want to be respected and treated fairly. I wouldn't want to be exploited, even if I'm unaware of it. Because, that's just it's not fair. And I know others wouldn't appreciate it. So why don't we extend that to those that share the same capacities as us, but maybe have a different body, related to somebody else? Yeah, but humans, taste doesn't morally justify taking someone's life, right? Because humans could taste good, and that wouldn't mean that it's fair to then farm humans, right? Would you want to be farmed? I personally wouldn't. What made me go vegan was actually the dairy industry, believe it or not. They literally have to, force someone to have a baby. One way or the other, it's still SA. Forcing someone, regardless of their consent, what they want, what's in their best interest. Yeah, I couldn't tolerate that. And then on top of that, after her 9 months pregnancy, she gives birth. They separate her from her baby. It's stressful for both of them. And if you've been to my channel, you've heard that dairy cows specifically are one of the most studied farm animals. And they've been found to be extremely maternal. They care about their babies. And their babies exhibit stress being separated too. If they're female, they get put into little huts, like dog huts, until they become sexually mature. And then they get SA just like their mother. If they're boys, though, they're often either unalived immediately because they're just a waste product, Or they're maybe raised for a couple of years to become low quality beef products. But they all care about what happens to them. And they can live longer lives than that. They can live to be up to 20. I think the oldest one's like 40. That's just, and we're robbing them so young of their lives. But even if they weren't young, like even if we let them get to their old age, we wouldn't do that to our elderly, because our elderly, just like everyone, would want to keep living. So anyway, that's why I'm vegan. I don't want to cause someone else to be exploited, because I wouldn't tolerate that. If I can avoid demanding someone's exploitation, I will avoid demanding their exploitation. It's that simple. And if I have to cross my principles to survive or defend myself, that's different, right? There's absolutely understandable situations where you might have to defend yourself, or, it's a last resort. But you could honestly justify anything in survival situations almost. Like you could justify eating human flesh, right? But that doesn't mean that when you have choice that you should then choose to exploit someone because at one point you were surviving off of them. Okay. With that said, I guess let's go ahead and bring up some guests. I want you to be over 18. If you're not, if I even suspect that you're under 18, I'm going to drop you. It's just safer for me because, I don't really want my live taken down. But it's also just safer for you. Adults can be manipulative and you don't know who's out there. So you shouldn't be, if you're under 18, talking to adults on the internet. So just, you need to be safe. And if you don't understand, go ask your parents. It's fine that you're in the chat, though. You're welcome to hear what we're talking about. All right. Night Draw. Hi. Are you over 18?
I was born in 2007. I am 19 years old and I am not vegan. And there are multiple reasons why I'm not vegan. Number one being that I find it a bit hard, to find all the nutrition you need. There's some vitamins that plants just can't provide, like vitamin B12, I think, which isn't in any plants. Well, you can take vitamin B12 pills, but I'm already on medication and I don't really want to take more medication. Also, I don't think vegan will save the animals because you also have to burn down trees. You also have to take down animals' homes just to plant stuff. And if we were all vegan, we would have to compete with animals for food. So, but being vegan isn't bad. I can get your sympathy for animals, but it's just they're not the same as us. They're not like people. You can't really call them someone, really, because someone is a person.
Okay. All right, we got a list. Nutrition, burnt fields, not the same. So nutrition, you said B12. Where do you think B12 comes from?
Animals.
It doesn't
I don't
actually.
think B12 is in plants.
It's not, but it's also not made by animals. It's found in the soil. It's made by bacteria.
But can't you get vitamin B12 from animal meat?
You can. You know how?
Because the animal eats the grass.
The
That's why
animal
they're
eats the
nutritious.
vitamin. So we're giving the animals the same vitamin that you can take.
So how can I get vitamin B12 without eating animals?
Take a
Without taking
vitamin.
pills?
So did you just hear what I said? What's happening to the
Yes.
cows? How do they have B12?
They're eating it out of the soil and stuff?
No, they're getting a supplement. Our soils have been sanitized, so it's not as often that you get it from the soil anymore. So the animals aren't getting it. In fact, I actually know someone who's vegan now, who when they were not vegan, they were actually on the carnivore diet, but the animals he was consuming were not given B12 vitamins. They were just eating the soil. Guess what? He was B12 deficient on the carnivore diet. So if the animals don't have B12, you're not going to get B12. So you might as well just take a vitamin. Well, do you understand why you should take the vitamin over the animal?
Why? Aren't vitamin supplements not the best thing for you?
Because the animals are a someone. You have B12 in your body too. Should we unalive you and take you for your B12? Or do you want to live
No,
and be
that would
left
be
alone?
murder and manslaughter. We can't put
Right.
animal,
So
no, we
why,
can't
hold on,
put,
hold on, hold on. I'm trying to genuinely have a conversation with you. So why is schmurder, because we're on TikTok, we have to be careful with our language here.
oh,
Um, why is schmurder of another human immoral?
because it's literally manslaughter. That's
Okay,
the definition
you're just
of
saying a
murder.
word. You're not saying why it's immoral. You're just describing another type of schmurder. Why is taking someone's life unjustly not moral?
Because you're a
Well, here, let's
human,
make
I'm
it
a
more
human. If
simple.
I
Let's
kill,
make it more
but
simple. Hold
I was
on.
going to explain.
I don't think you understand yet. Why don't you want to be schmurdered? That's basically the whole point. Why don't you want to be schmurdered?
Mm, because I wouldn't want it on somebody else to be murdered, and I don't think
No.
anyone should murder
You're
anyone.
telling me you don't want to be violated because you don't want other people violated? Or is it that you want to be left alone and respected as a sentient being?
Yes.
Okay. So is that also why we should care about other humans, regardless of their intelligence or what they look like?
Yes, I believe that.
Yeah, we should
Like
care about
babies and
we
toddlers.
yeah, we exactly. They're not even really aware of anything. They can't contribute to anything, but we should still respect them because there's someone in
They're
there.
human.
Well, yeah, there's someone in there. It's not necessarily that they're human, it's that they're
Yeah,
sentient.
it's mostly that they are human. It's just not the same. You can't
Okay,
apply
hold on.
human.
What is it that you appreciate in humans? Is it how smart they are? Do you only respect
Um,
intelligent humans?
no,
Okay.
it's
What
because
about their
there's
skin color? Do you only respect certain skin colored humans?
no, that would be
What
racist.
about who they're related to? Who gave birth to them? Do you only respect certain humans that were born by certain people?
No, that
Right.
sounds also racist.
Why is it because you care about them because you know they care about themselves?
Mm, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Also, they're human, and also that's my
You
own
keep
species.
saying they're human, but that's the same thing as a white person saying someone's in my white group, I'll only respect them and I'll totally ignore the fact that this person of another color cares about what happens to them just as much as I do. You're using the
But
same
race
logic.
and species isn't the
You're
same
using
thing.
species just like a racist uses race as a it's an arbitrary discrimination. You're using an arbitrary trait to justify violating someone's autonomy, saying you're not human, even though you recognize they're sentient, literally meaning they care about what happens to them.
Wait. What's the definition of like sentient? Animals
The
don't even know that
ability,
they're
the
alive.
night, do you ask a question and you just keep talking? Do you actually want to have a conversation?
Yes.
Okay. So sentience means the ability to have a unique experience of life. You're having emotions, your own experience of emotions. And animals, especially those with brains and spinal cords, have been shown to actually have emotions similar to us, including the cows, the pigs, the chickens, even fish.
Yes, they can have emotions obviously and feelings,
So
but
when they have
they don't know
emotions,
that they
what does that mean? It means they're making preferences, right? They like things, they dislike things. That's all that matters is that they are making preferences and they care about what happens to themselves. That's it.
That's true, but they also like don't know that they exist.
Some humans don't know they exist. You even listed babies.
Like, ooh, babies?
Babies, some elderly people that are losing their cognition, some people that are born with different mental abilities. Some people are not the same cognitions. Those people don't always know that there's a future. There are humans that are just sentient, meaning they're also like animals in that they just make preferences.
No, they're not like animals because they're human. That's
And
impossible for
I
them to
think
be
we're
like
going to end it
animals.
here. You keep going on about that they're not human and you're not listening. You just keep focusing on your human supremacy. I can only tolerate it so long. Sorry, guys. Lost my voice a little bit today.
Hello.
Hey, is it Ido?
It's Edo.
Ido. Lovely to meet you. Are you over 18?
Yes, I'm 25.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan?
Because, well, there's a couple of reasons. Probably the most important one is I physically couldn't be. So I physically have two conditions that would prevent me. One of the best sources of protein is nuts. I can't eat nuts. And the other one is I have an endocrine pancreatitis insufficiency and I can't process phytates and tannin. So most of the ways that you would derive protein from plants would be through phytates and tannins, which are enzyme suppressants. And I actually tried going vegetarian and experienced this. I nearly died. I got so ill. So I mostly stick to pescatarianism and I try to stick to ethically sourced. I can't hear you.
I know, I muted. I was writing down your reasons. So we've got nutrition and almost died. Did you ever talk to a plant-based dietitian?
Yes.
Okay. So then my next question is, what's veganism?
Vegan, I would say, would be, as best you can, avoiding animal cruelty and maintaining a diet that's sufficiently ethical.
I wouldn't say cruelty. They do mention cruelty, but veganism is mostly focused on not demanding someone's exploitation when you can avoid doing so. So, like, if someone had locked you up and it was convenient and beneficial for me to pay money to your oppressor to get those benefits, I personally and principally would not support your oppressor because I wouldn't want to be oppressed. Does that sound like your own values? Do those align with yours?
Yeah, I think generally most people can agree with that.
Yeah.
I
So
think where I struggle.
don't you
I think
agree
where
that
sorry,
those that have access and are able to, they should be morally obligated to live vegan?
that's where I disagree because I believe in free choice. And
What about the animal's choice?
sure, I would say we don't generally go after what we would consider high reactionary species.
What do you think the animals want?
We don't know.
We do.
I think we don't. We can't speculate
We
either
do.
way.
We do know. So we have
We know their biological instincts.
So we have the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness and the New York Declaration of Consciousness, and these are behavioral studies and anatomical studies. So we have learned that these animals are sentient, which literally means they care about what happens to themselves.
Okay.
Okay, so if someone cares about themselves and you don't need to use them, shouldn't you be morally obligated to not use them?
So I think there's a misunderstanding here. Did you read through the Cambridge study?
What do you mean there's a misunderstanding?
Well, I actually read through the Cambridge study, and what they define
What's
as
the
sentience is not what
misunderstanding?
we. Well, yeah, I'm getting to that. The way they define sentience is based on animalistic survival instincts, which we would never disagree on. That's not what sentience is generally understood to
They
be.
make preferences. They avoid suffering. They want to
The
live.
bacterium.
No, bacterium is not sentient.
You didn't read the study then, because
Bacterium is
bacterium
not.
also makes preferences.
Okay, well, if you're going to make up
Bac-
science, we'll just move on because bacterium is not sentient. Hey, CK, are you over 18?
Yes, I just turned 18.
Well, call me when you actually turn 18. Cam, are you over 18? Are you over 18?
What? Sorry, you cut
Hi.
out. Say that again.
Are you over
Hi.
18? Hi.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Because I fucking love animals. Dude, they taste so good.
Okay, well, humans taste like bacon.
Yeah, but animals aren't conscious, dude.
Animals are conscious.
Nah.
You guys are rejecting science. This is painful. Like, good God. Animals are sentient.
I
Hey.
agree. They are. I'm 21.
Hey.
I agree. They are sentient, but why does that matter?
Because
They're-
sentience means that they're having their own emotions, means they care about what happens to themselves. And I would argue that's all we care about in other humans is their sentience, not their sapience.
You mentioned a moment ago that people taste like bacon. Bacon tastes like shit. I
Well,
like
that's
beef.
great
I
that
think
you
if
feel
how
that
listen,
way. That's great that you feel that way. It doesn't matter what slave you like to eat, right? That slave wanted to live, and you're proudly boasting about being their slave owner or demanding that they be enslaved. Like, that's really sad. Random, are you over 18?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, hun. You are not. Kevin,
Hard.
are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 18.
No, you're not. Go ask your mother why you shouldn't. Okay, we're going to take a moment here, guys. Okay, look, there's a really good reason why you shouldn't be on the internet talking to adults. Okay, adults can be manipulative. They can trick you. You think you know better, but these adults can manipulate other adults. So don't go onto adult lives. Okay, go tell your mom what you did. I'm going to start over too, guys. I'm going to be really clear here why I'm here. I'm here to defend animals. Imagine if I was here talking about the dog meat market, right? I'm sure most people are against that. I'm sure most people are not for someone starting a local dog farm near them to slit open dogs' throats, right? No one wants to support that here. And yet you're defending that for all the other animals, which doesn't make sense because they're just as sentient as the dogs. They literally, like, cows are actually nicknamed grass puppies. So, like, the idea that, you know, they're so different is really just all up in here. You're just telling yourself a lie so you feel better about your choices. And if you brag about it, I mean, what makes you any different than the little Hitler, or excuse me, a little mustache man, the Schmittler? Oh, I hate having to talk and blah blah. Anyway, if you saw someone kicking a dog, you know, would you just walk by thinking that person's having a jolly old time? Like, good for them for taking care of themselves, you know, and making sure that they have good times? Or would you think, what a crazy person, and that poor dog, that poor dog? That's where my mind would go. My mind would go to the animal. And that's, you know, if your mind would go to the dog as well, and regardless of the benefits that the guy or whoever is kicking the dog is getting, then you should be vegan, because that's veganism. It's saying, like, yeah, I see you get a benefit. I don't care how great that benefit is. You don't need to do it. You can kick rocks. You can kick a tree. It don't matter. They literally don't care. Anyway. Oh, Ido, I don't want you up here, actually. I'm sorry. Goodbye. You area fool. Are you over 18? Okay. Debris, are you over 18?
Yep.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
You know, honestly, I don't value animals as much as I do humans.
You don't need to value them at all, really. It's just about, like, I don't value most humans, but I still respect them by not exploiting them.
Yeah, no, I for sure get that, but it's just,
Well, that's all veganism is.
you know, I think that a lot of people would starve if you didn't have animals, and
Have you actually looked into this, or are you just
farmland for
guessing?
plants. What's up?
I said, have you actually looked into this, or are you just guessing? Because I've actually looked into
Well,
this, and
I'm
you're quite
assuming,
wrong.
like Argentina, they rely on a lot of.
So the
beef and
largest
whatnot.
study done on this was called Reducing Food's Environmental Impact Through Producers and Consumers. And they found that we're dedicating 83% of our agricultural land to raising animals. That's the space they take up and their food. And if we stopped farming animals, we could actually free up 75% of our agricultural land while at the same time feeding over our current population a full diet. So if we want to talk about environment, it's still in the favor of a plant-based diet. But that's not veganism. Veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So even if it was better for the environment, I'd still say slavery is immoral.
Um,
So why
I
aren't you
guess I
vegan?
just well, I like eating animals. I don't value them as much as I do humans. I think they're just like a creature.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm
So
not
can I
I'm not
kick
gonna be
dogs
an
for
asshole
fun?
right here and say that
Can I kick dogs for fun?
I think yeah. Wait, what'd you say?
Can I kick dogs for fun? Is that moral in your opinion?
No. You could probably kick them if you had a reason to.
Yeah, I'm not talking about having a reason. I'm saying I'm doing it for just the pleasure and the exercise, I guess. I get a benefit from it. It's the only thing that gets me out of my chair.
No, that would probably be immoral.
I agree. Why do you think it's immoral?
Um, Probably if you're just like kicking something for fun, that's not really like you're getting any benefit. You can
I am.
say
I'm
that you
getting
get
exercise.
but
Yeah.
that's not in relation. All right,
Is
you can
kicking
say
a soccer
exercise, but you're
ball
not actually
exercise?
benefiting yourself by kicking a dog.
Is kicking a soccer ball exercise?
Yeah, but that's
Okay,
not
so then kicking this
kicking a dog.
dog is like kicking a soccer ball. So I'm getting great
All right,
benefit.
this is a logical fallacy.
How?
Because you're comparing a dog to a soccer ball and an
Name the fallacy, please. You
I
can
don't know. You're being
compare.
deceptive.
You can
Is
compare.
that not what that is?
Okay. No, it's not. A fallacy is when you're being manipulative. What I'm doing is I'm saying that the reason why kicking the dog is immoral is because the dog cares about what happens to them, regardless of the benefits. I could be getting just like toned, ripped, yoked off of kicking this dog, right? Doesn't matter if I get those benefits. The dog is suffering. They care about what happens to themselves. And if we were in their position, we wouldn't want to be kicked around like a soccer ball. That's why it's immoral, right? Does that make sense? You're muted. It's down there in the middle.
My bad. I didn't realize. No, I feel like if you made a point like you kick the dog to eat it and then gain muscles from it, that would probably be a better
Okay, so I kick the dog around a
example.
field until it's totally worn out and dead. Is that moral? And then I eat
No,
it.
because you're prolonging its suffering. But
Right. Again, it comes down to their experiences, right?
Its head and you just killed it instantly.
Debris, you're getting distracted. We got to the point. The dog cares about what happens to them, regardless of what happens after their death. It doesn't matter. They wanted to live. That's all that matters. And it's unnecessary to take their life. And I'm saying that's the same thing that you're doing to cows, pigs, chickens, and fish. You're taking their life for sensory pleasure. There is nothing we need from animals. We have the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics makes it clear we can get everything you need on a plant-based diet. And we have all the alternatives to leather, and fur. We don't need any of it. We even have organs on chips. We don't even need to test on animals. They're proving to be more reliable than testing on animals. So we're just literally holding ourselves back, and we're oppressing and enslaving someone.
I mean, I just don't agree. I think that
I think you
humans
do, though.
need animals.
You
We
agreed that
work
it's wrong to
together.
kick
It's a mutual
dogs.
benefit.
No, that's slavery. Slavery
How is
also
it
had
slavery?
mutual benefits, right? The slave had a shelter and was given food.
And do you think slaves back in frickin' the 1800s, when you think if they worked on a good plantation and they actually were I don't know. Sorry, that's a weird argument.
That's not
but
a place we want to
I
go.
think
It doesn't matter how well you're treated as a slave. I'm never going to ever let someone enslave me. Like, that's insane. You want to be enslaved? You want to be someone's lapdog?
I think that's just like, I get what you're trying to say, but I just don't agree. I can't really.
It's funny
word it,
that
but
you don't agree, but you can't counter it. Like, why?
Well, yeah, because I think that it's ridiculous to compare
about
an animal
animals
where you're killing
What
it for
is it
food
about
to slavery.
animals? Okay. What is it about animals that morally justifies doing this to them, but not a human to make a bacon sandwich. What's the morally relevant difference? Tell me. Why is it okay to do it to one but not the other?
We can't communicate with them. We don't
We
have
have
this deeper
humans we can't
relationship.
communicate. Can I do it with the humans that are nonverbal?
You know, you're gonna make me look like an asshole, but honestly,
well, okay,
like,
I'm not trying to do that.
the
I do that to
eugenics
people if I
argument-
feel like they're trolling me, to be honest. But if you're going to be honest with me, it literally does come down to this. There is no morally relevant difference. Most people pivot to intelligence, saying that, well, the human race is intelligent. But then we have these fringe cases of humans that are nowhere near even the average of humans, right? They don't contribute to anything. They don't even understand morality. We still respect them and find it immoral to exploit them because there's still someone in there. And if we were them, we would want to be respected. That's all that it is. It's the same thing with the animals. They just look different. That's it. They have a different body.
But the point I was trying to make is with like eugenics I personally don't see that big of a benefit in keeping like Down syndrome people.
Dude, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck can someone please report that asshole? Dude, what the actual fuck? Gesundheit. That is crazy. You're disgusting. I hope you get treated the way you treat others. Disgusting. Horrible person. Fuck. I almost feel like I should restart. What a horrible person. That's insane. I just can't even believe it. That's so... Oh, okay, you know what? I am going to restart. Screw that. I'm not going to let that guy win this. What an asshole. Hey, YouTube, you're still there. That was a gross person. What a horrible person. Horrible.
Sure you wanted to restart? You had 140.
All right, let's go. Dang it. I hate how they always put Windows in the wrong spot. It goes like something like that. Hey guys, hold on one second. I'm gonna pull this up. Okay, cool. It looks good. All right, let's get a new group up here. I can't believe that gross person came up on my panel. Gross. That's terrible. Terrible person. Appreciate y'all being here. Thank you, all my vegans in the chat and my mods. Thank you for keeping it safe. Thank you for talking to the non-vegans. I really do appreciate it. Wow, there's a lot of feisty people in there. That's crazy. It's not even that high in there. That's crazy. Welcome back, guys. Okay, over 18. Are you vegan yet? Or are you vegan yet? Why aren't you vegan yet? I want to know. Tell me. Veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. And, you know, it comes from a place of, I don't want to be exploited. I wouldn't tolerate that. And even if I would, it's more like, would I want that to be a way that we treat each other? You know, just might makes right. Because I can, I will, regardless of what you want. I don't think that's a world we should make. So veganism is living that life that you want to see in the world. It's just not demanding someone else's exploitation, really. Humans should live without exploiting sentient beings. All right, so you got to be over 18. I do have some resources here. Challenges, veganeasy.org, 10weeks.org. They're both great resources, whichever one you want to choose. I honestly would kind of look between them, but they both give you like a group you can join and access to someone telling you like great foods that you can eat that are within a budget that you can afford, usually made by a dietitian. Depends on, you know, which one you want to go with. Below that, though, these are my favorite resources. This is Dominion. It's a great documentary you can watch for free on YouTube. It just shows you standard practice of what animals must go through. And then below that is nutritionfacts.org, just a great source to understand about nutrition, understanding what's healthy, what makes something healthy. And then it's also the vegan Dailey Dozen, just an easy checklist to make sure you get everything you need in a day on a plant-based diet. So the reason why I'm vegan is because I don't want to be exploited, and I know other sentient beings don't want to be exploited either. So why aren't you vegan? Hey, Oli.
Hi.
Hi, are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
Okay, right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I have 2 points I would like to make. One being there are other carnivorous animals out there that eat other animals.
Okay.
So, what do we have to say about them?
They are moral patients, not moral agents. And I can't hold a child to the same standard as an adult, and children and animals are both moral patients. So yeah, I don't like that they do that to each other, but I can't stop them, especially because they're doing it in a harsh environment. They're doing so to survive, so all of those reasons.
That's fair. And second point being God pretty much gave us these animals to eat. He even tells us to.
Okay. So I genuinely want to know, because I don't care. I'm not here to like debunk anybody's religion. Do you genuinely use the Abrahamic religion as your moral guiding star? Because if not, I mean, I could talk to you about it still, but I just want to know if that's genuinely the reason that holds you back from living vegan. Hey, vegan heretic. I can't hear you, Oli, if you teacup or you leave the app. Okay. Are you going to come back? Maybe? Okay. I mean, again, if it truly is, I just was going to encourage you to go watch a documentary called Christspiracy, because it's going to break it down way better than me. Also, Vegan Heretic, who I just said hello to, is a great resource. He is Christian and vegan, and he even puts out great content talking about the Bible and veganism. So definitely check him out. Otherwise, Christspiracy, that documentary, just look it up in any search engine, you'll find it. Oh, hey, YouTube. Oh, Tufty, thank you. Oh, wow. Stop exploiting others. Go vegan. Yes. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much for the 2 pounds. That's so sweet. Thank you. I didn't expect that. Thank you, guys. That's really sweet. All right. Let's go. I forgot what I was saying, guys. Oh, the religion things. Yeah. Like, we could talk about it, but I want to know if that's genuinely the reason. LDK, are you over 18? Oh, goodness. I'm so sorry. You are not there yet. Mike. Hey, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay, why aren't you vegan yet?
Because, I mean, I enjoy meat, but, I mean, about cows, do you really think they'd still be alive as a species if we weren't here to help them?
Well, what do you think is less moral? Breeding someone or not breeding someone into existence? What is not moral? Not breeding someone into existence, or breeding someone into existence just to use them, regardless of their consent? What is
Oh, I mean, I'll
less
give you
moral?
that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's still beneficial to both species.
So was slavery.
I mean, that's valid.
Yeah. But it doesn't outweigh the rights violations, right?
Yeah. You talk about being vegan, but what about all the chipmunks, the squirrels, the mice, the
Hold on a second,
snakes,
Mike.
all the...
I will address your point. Hold on 1 second. I just had someone drop a lot of, I don't even know how to, euros? Oh my gosh, you guys. Stop giving farmers an excuse to exploit animals. Go vegan. Your morals are not worth your coin. I agree, Sabby. Sabby Coops, everyone. Thank you, Sabby. That was very sweet. Oh my God, thank you. Wow. I need to come up with badges for you guys. That was so sweet. Okay, Mike, I'm sorry about that. So you were talking about you're talking about crop deaths, like the animals that die in crop production? Is that what you're talking about? You can unmute.
All the insects and everything, the mice, the snakes, all that, all the crops, all the the poison that kills, so you can eat vegan. How's that any different than eating meat?
I would say that I have to eat something. I'm veganism is about as far as practicable and possible. So I'm trying to live right. So I'm choosing from what
So
options
as
I
long as it's
have.
not cute and cuddly.
No, that's not it. Let me get to my point. So what I have are plants. Plants specifically. When I demand plants, I want something that isn't sentient and no exploitation. Right.
I
So
got you.
that's the least harm I guess I can do is eating plants. But when we look at the larger picture of how many crops we grow, we learn that most of these crops are being fed to animals. So would you agree that if we had a way to decrease crop deaths greatly, that we should do that?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean,
So
like you said, we got to eat something.
yeah. So there's actually a giant
So
study on this. It's actually like a meta study. They went over thousands of farms in hundreds of countries.
I'm on TikTok talking to this chick. Sorry,
No,
my daughter just got in the car. My bad.
Hi, daughter. Hi. So what we found is that we're dedicating 83% of our current agricultural land to raising animals. That's their food and the space they take up. And if we stopped farming animals, we could actually reduce our agricultural land use by 75% and at the same time feed 10 billion humans a fully nutritious diet. And that land equivalency of like what we could free up is like North America and South America combined.
Okay.
So
what would we have to do to?
So to your
So
point,
would we have to plant other food to feed the humans?
so
right?
that's my point. We wouldn't grow near as many plants. So
okay.
yeah. So do you know the trophic pyramid, often called the food chain?
Yeah.
Okay, so the trophic pyramid teaches us that animals are inefficient when it comes to energy use or resource use. Because when you look at the trophic pyramid, each step up, you got your herbivore, your omnivore, your carnivore, right? Every time you take a step on the ladder, when the carnivore eats the herbivore, you're losing 90% of the energy that went into the herbivore. So when we're raising cows, right? Or pigs, chickens, fish even, we're putting in all this energy, but they live, they're alive, they're moving, they're thinking. That takes energy. It burns off what we feed them. So we only get 10% of what is put into them. That's just basic biology of the trophic pyramid. And then we see this being echoed in that study I just told you about. We're using 83% of our land, a third of our fresh water, all just for animal ag. And this is including factory farming, which is supposed to reduce all those resource demands. They get the animals to wait faster, right? They use less food, less water, less space. And still, we're using all of our resources to get 18% of our total global calories. So it's a huge waste of resources if we want to talk about environment. But honestly, even if it was better for the environment to use animals, I would still be here today advocating for the animals because slavery is still immoral even if it helps the climate. Animals care what happens to themselves. Go ahead.
Okay, if you're on here in a little bit, I'll get back on. I'd like to continue this chat.
Oh, okay.
But,
well,
yeah, I gotta hop off.
I do appreciate an honest conversation. So, yeah, I would love to hear back from you. Have a good day, Mike.
You too.
Okay, bye. I have a warning. Hate speech. Who? Uh-oh. Did someone in the chat say something naughty? Uh-oh. All right, we're gonna have to start over. That sucks. YouTube, it doesn't hurt you. It's okay. That's crazy. Let's see if we can line stuff up. Okay, it looks There we go. Well, let's start that over again. I'm sorry. I'm going to open up my, I had to move my window. Savvy, I just can't even believe it still. I'm still like blown away right now. Thank you so much. I haven't spent any, even the stuff you gave me earlier, I actually wasn't able to get it off of YouTube yet. So I haven't spent anything yet. Like all of this has just been our own money. So I really appreciate everybody. Like it really is very sweet. Thank you. And I really, like, obviously our point, stop giving farmers an excuse to exploit animals. Go vegan. I mean, it's right there, guys. It's right there. I really do appreciate y'all. Oh, I'm sorry, Lori. Hey, come on up.
Oh, hey, no problem.
I saw you waiting, and then
Sorry, you had to restart.
I know. It's like I saw the warning, and then that just took all my attention. So
that's weird. I didn't even see anything, but
yeah, I don't know what was said. It like the live before that, because this is the second time now I've restarted. The first one, that person did say some crazy stuff. So I wonder if maybe it was a delayed thing.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terrible.
Got it.
Anyway, I'm going to run over my resources in case there's new people real quick. Why aren't you vegan yet? I got a couple of vegan challenges here. Veganeasy.org. I also got 10 weeks to vegan. Both great. Whatever you want to do. Oh, hey, Axel. I saw you pop up. Below that, I got resources for like a documentary called Dominion. It's really great to watch with your family, get around, get some popcorn. It just shows you the standard practice of what animals go through. I do encourage everybody to watch it regardless of what you're going to do. And then below that is nutritionfacts.org. It's just a great place to read about, or not read, but watch videos that actually break down studies. You can read the studies too, but I just like that they break down what's healthy and what does it mean to be healthy. Just a great place to start with, like the Vegan Daily Dozen for the checklist. But anyway, welcome up, guys. I got Lori, I got Axel on the panel. If you aren't following them, please go follow them. What's up?
Some people up here.
That's right.
Oh, come on, dudes. Don't do that crap.
Yeah, please don't.
Don't put that crap up there, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been interesting. It's been a wild one.
Hey, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Oh, Sarah,
so
thank you. Really appreciate you.
So
thank
sweet.
you. Yeah, that is incredibly sweet. Thank you, guys. All right, guys. So I'm going to also talk about what is veganism. Veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings as far as practicable and possible, meaning as far as I actually can without, taking my own. Means like as far as, anytime I have an option and I can't go without, no, that's not what I meant to say. I meant to say if I have an option, I go without or I take the option, right? Like, because I wouldn't want to be exploited. That's the point. Anyway, these restarts got me all discombobulated, I guess. That word. Anyway, let's get someone up here. Joel.
Hello.
Hi, are you over 18?
Yes.
All right. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Well, I really don't know why. I'm just here to hear what your standpoint is on it.
Oh. Okay, is it just something you haven't thought about before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, so veganism, as I said, is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So if someone was selling benefits of some human labor, right? It's direct human labor, and it was convenient for me, and I really desired whatever was coming out of it. As a vegan, I wouldn't support those oppressors because as a sentient being, I wouldn't want to be oppressed or exploited or used.
I guess my question would be, animals don't provide the same things that humans do.
Not all humans provide the same things that humans do. Right?
Yeah, but I feel like the services that humans can provide is a lot more valuable.
What about a human that literally is just sentient?
Can I ask what sentient means?
Yeah, it just means the ability to have emotions and your own unique experience of life.
I feel like all humans are sentient.
They are. Yes.
So what was your argument again?
So if someone cares about what happens to them, regardless of how intelligent they are, right? We should still respect them, because if we were them, right? If we suddenly just became just sentient, we would want to still be respected, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is that that sentience factor, animals have it too.
Do they?
They do. Yeah, we have the
Is that proven?
Yeah, we have the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness and the New York Declaration of Consciousness. They go over thousands of studies that talk about their behavioral actions and their anatomy and how similar they are to us. And they found that if you have a brain and a central nervous system, you're most likely sentient, or at least you have the
I guess
organs able to. Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't really want to bring religion into this, but
Well, okay, then
in
don't.
some
If you're religious and it truly is what motivates you morally, then we can talk about it. But if not, then you're just kind of tokenizing a group of people.
that's not what I was gonna say.
Are you truly religious?
What does that mean?
Whatever you're going to talk about, is it actually what's keeping you from being vegan?
No, but it's kind of a
I
counter
don't
to your point.
care. I want to talk about why you're not vegan.
Whoa.
Hey, whoa. You need to calm down. You don't need to start
Yeah,
getting patronizing.
Hey, really?
yeah, my guy. The question is, why aren't you vegan?
It says right
Not what arguments do you have against veganism?
Yeah, no.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't really care to play the
Make sure you ask
question
them when
game.
they're born, man.
Say it again, Lori.
Make
Sorry.
sure you ask them when they're born. Make sure you ask them when they're born, because like a lot of them are kids, so
Yeah. I've been
their age.
I've been trying to kind of reserve the like asking the date thing because I want to kind of catch them off guard. Sometimes you just know.
Right, got it.
But you know, if I can't tell, it's nice to have it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah.
Right. We don't tolerate that type of language on here, okay, dude? So you're muted.
Oh, yeah, that's not okay. Oops.
Yeah, that's not working.
There we go.
Joel, same thing, but probably the same guy.
Yeah, it's amazing that people spend
tolerate
this
that
much time
TikTok.
making multiple accounts just to do bigoted things. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, right? Sick.
Okay. I don't know how to get this one to go away. There we go.
Sorry.
Hey, Thunder. Sorry. Appreciate your patience. Are you over 18?
Yes.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Well, I've never really put much thought into it, but I'd like to see your point of view.
Okay. All right. So, you were sitting there, so I'm surprised you didn't hear this. Veganism is a ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So, if someone was to capture you legally somehow and sell off, exploit you and sell off those benefits, and it was convenient, and I really wanted those benefits, as a vegan, I wouldn't support your oppressor because I know you don't want to be oppressed. I don't want to be oppressed. I don't want to support someone that's doing something I wouldn't tolerate. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Does that align with your own principles?
Closely. Also, there was a study, I forget when it was, but it showed that some plants can feel pain. So
Okay,
what do you
Thunder.
have to say?
Look, they
against that?
can't because they don't have a brain or a central nervous system. But even if they did, we feed most plants to animals, the animals you use. So if we care about the welfare of plants now, we should still go vegan because we'll greatly reduce how many we breed into existence.
So you said it's okay because we're using them because we'd be using the plants for the animals which we'd eat.
Because we're increasing our harm, wouldn't you agree? If plants are sentient and we're feeding them to animals, right?
That is true.
Yeah. So we could stop doing that and we could actually demand fewer sentient plants be bred into existence to be used. And if plants truly were sentient, then I would hope that we would come together and find a way to not use them anymore. But as of right now, we don't need to use animals. And we know that plants don't have a brain or a central nervous system. They don't run away from the knife. So I think it's okay to eat plants. They don't make preferences. They literally don't care.
You said they can't run away from the knife.
That's one thing about them, yes. But they don't have a brain or a central nervous system. Those are the organs necessary to produce sentience.
I heard earlier you were putting it against slavery, which that was an ethical point, but sentience? You got the definition mostly, but a part of the
It's
definition
about
is
having
being
a
able to.
subjective experience.
What I'm saying is some animals only know that
There are
they're
some humans
surviving.
that way.
A part of sentience is understanding that you have knowledge and that you can think about something other than surviving.
That's
That's
sapience.
part of.
Sapience. You're thinking sapience. That's the ability to think about thoughts. To think.
Retract everything I just said.
Okay. Yeah, we're talking about sentience, the ability to have emotions and your own unique experience of life.
I got those confused. I apologize.
That's okay. They're easy to mix up. So animals, maybe not sapient. We actually have seen some sapience in some animals, but they're at least sentient, and so we know that they care about what happens to them. Like, how does that make you feel, knowing that we put emotional feeling beings that care about what happened to themselves into slaughterhouses?
Well, other animals eat animals, and I know you said like before, like compared it to a child, you can't have it the same standard as an adult, but we're omnivores, so why? Because we are able to process thoughts, why should we limit ourselves from being able to eat what we want?
I mean, I have a fist, right? Evolution gave me this fist. It's good for punching. So because I naturally have this ability, should I just go around punching people?
But the punch is not a need to survive.
Gives me exercise and great joy. There are some people I'd love to punch.
That one guy was an example.
Yeah, there are definitely some on this that come up here sometimes. But yeah, just because I have a fist doesn't mean I have the moral right to go out and use it for my pleasure. Maybe if I need to defend myself, right? That's understandable to use my fist then. But going out and causing people unnecessary harm or using them for my pleasure, right? That's not fair. Without their consent, at least.
That is true.
Yeah. That's all we're trying to say. It's, it's same way we kind of look at our companion animals. We wouldn't send our cats and dogs or whoever we're caring for. We wouldn't send them to the slaughterhouse because we know it's scary and it would hurt. And those animals that we do send there, we're told to just suck it up and it's okay. But really, those animals care just as much. And it hurts them just as much. And we're learning. We've learned for a long time now. But some of us still haven't learned yet because the information is honestly suppressed. You can find this, though. You can find that you can get all your needed nutrition. You can get all your clothing without using animals. You can get all your entertainment without watching circuses, zoos, or aquariums, right? Like, we can do all of this. So what's stopping you, I guess, from wanting to live a life that's in alignment with your own values? Because it does sound like you do care about others. You sound like an honest actor.
I do try, but the problem is just how I was raised. Mostly we were not like vegan then, so I never really thought about it to this point, I guess.
Yeah, lots of us
and
are
it's
that way.
also to the point. The problem is, even if I were to change, I'd need to find a good way to help other people change so we could all make a constructive difference.
Are you talking about because you're living in a house with other people?
Good night. Yes, that's a perfect example.
Yeah. So what I would do is I would have everyone kind of come together and watch Dominion. It's a video. You can look it up. There's multiple places to find it, but I usually watch it on YouTube. And it is kind of long, but it's really important to know what you're demanding. So regardless of what your choices are, I would just get the whole household together to watch that film and then talk about how did you feel? Did you feel comfortable about it? Are you excited to go to the grocery store and give those people your money, or does it make you uncomfortable? That's what I would suggest.
Could you give me a proper summary of the movie so I could answer how I feel?
Yeah. It just shows standard practice. It's what is inherent in animal ag. So this isn't gotcha. It's what has to happen. And you will see sometimes when someone's being overly aggressive with an animal, and you might think, oh, this is that gotcha. But really, what it comes down to is even these humane farms, the animals are products. And these workers, they're often overworked, and a lot of them are underpaid. So they get frustrated, right? And when you're working with a product, a product doesn't have emotions or feelings. So it doesn't matter if you push a product or you kick a product, right? So that's what happens. It's just over time, they may have started out caring about individuals, but they have to put up these barriers because they start to recognize these abilities in the animals. So they have to think of them as lesser. And yeah, it's just some people will put up defense walls. I kind of lost my point there towards the end, though. Sorry, guys.
I see what you mean. I saw someone in the chat say something that you might get a warning for, so I don't know if you need to do something about that.
Mods, I didn't see it. Mods, did you see it? Oh, I see. I see this person. Thank you for calling that out.
I like having like constructive, debatable arguments, and it frustrates me when someone doesn't have a good point or just tries to insult you or do something to mess up when you're like trying to have like a cognitive argument.
I agree.
So I try and help when that stuff like that happens.
I do appreciate that. Yeah, that's what we should be doing. We should be trying to help each other.
I really enjoy debating as a whole, so that's mainly why I learned, just so I could see your point of view and see if it could help align with some of my views.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you're a very open person, which is it's going to help you greatly if you do keep debating. But I do want to know, like, how many more animals do you want exploited for you? Is it more than 0?
I wish there was an open opportunity that would make it a lot simpler. I feel like it's, like you said, it suppressed the thought of being vegan. Like, there's a lot of things now that help with, like, you could easily turn, but not a lot of people know about that. And also, one of the things I've realized that I've seen over many people who turn vegan, it's almost like they get, I don't want to say discriminated because that's like a lot worse, but like people will act differently to people who are vegan.
That can happen, but I mean, when you think about veganism logically, it's about respecting others regardless of your differences. It's about that you have similarities. And if you make friends that aren't willing to understand that, personally, I don't really want to talk to those people because those people don't always unless they're willing to have a conversation. Because sometimes, you can meet people that you get along with, but, maybe they haven't thought about this. And maybe they are defensive, but it's fine to make friends with people and like talk with them over time about things. But yeah, some people they either feel the guilt of what they're doing when they notice that you're vegan, or honestly, what I experience is most people are just curious and they ask a lot of questions. But you will deal with a-holes no matter what you do. There's going to be an a-hole out there. It's kind of pointless to live your life in a way to, mute your principles because you don't want to deal with assholes.
That's true.
Yeah. But
you made a lot of very good.
Well,
you go ahead.
I was going to say what I would actually do is say go to one of these vegan challenges, because what's great is they actually put you in a community. It's either like a Facebook or a WhatsApp or some other thing, and you can opt out. You don't have to do it, but it's great because you can be with other people that are new to veganism, talking about their obstacles, and you can even help people with their obstacles. And I do think that community is really important. It's important to be around others that are going through something similar.
Someone else said something in the chat again. I'm trying to watch out for it, but you're making a lot of very good points.
Okay.
And I'm gonna think about those points throughout and try and see if I can change my principles and do something about it.
Well, not change your principles. Also, your principles are already there. It's your actions that you have to align with your principles. But it sounds like you're already in the right spot in your headspace. So, just watch Dominion and then just start there and then see how you feel. And if you have thoughts you want to express, come talk to me. I'd love to have or anybody on this panel would love to talk to you.
Okay, thank you.
Hell yeah, Thunder.
I've seen people say that. I saw 1 or 2 people say they'd like a turn. So I'm going to go so you can talk to other people.
Appreciate you, Thunder. I'll look forward to hearing from you, okay?
Have
Okay.
a great day.
You too. Awesome.
That was a good job.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I like people being open-minded. It was frustrating the first few people I had up here. Just, I don't know, debate bros get under my skin sometimes. I hate it when people are like, I have all these excuses, but they're not really my excuses. Like, I'm not here to like go in circles. That last person was great. They didn't do that to me. All right.
If you ever
Go ahead.
want to tag me in, just let me know. But I won't take over.
Oh no,
a
if you want to
conversation.
say something, step in. I've had multiple conversations at this point, so if you want to step in and talk, I'm totally okay with that. Do you want to take on the next one?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Awesome. Okay. Let me let's see. It's Andy. First ask them if they're over 18. And if they pop in, it looks like they disappeared. Okay, I guess not. Ethan.
Ethan, are you 18?
Oh, he's still loading.
No.
TikTok is so slow. Oh, Ethan, are you
I'm
there?
trying.
Sometimes they leave, like their old requests. Aw. That sucks. Well, Ethan, I'm going to drop you. You can re-request if you like. Luca, come on up. There we go.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay.
Are you over 18?
You said.
Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, Axel.
Now it's the liberal sissies, okay? All right, can't be a vegan around here.
What?
Yeah, because
No,
dude, they're
veganism
just
is.
like, yeah, man. It's where they like the same gender and everything. Just terrible.
That's not what a vegan is.
Yeah, I'm not going to tolerate any bigotry.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Austin, are you over 18?
Yup.
Okay, go ahead, Axel.
So I guess, do you know what a vegan is?
I guess I was just like kind of like wondering like
Hold on. If you know what a vegan is, why don't you tell us what it is?
someone who don't eat meat.
That's a vegetarian. So what a vegan is so what a vegan is somebody who rejects the exploitation of animals. So like that would be like slavery or murder that happens to animals.
So like y'all are pussies.
So to reject the slavery and murder of someone makes you a pussy.
Yeah,
Probably 17 or 16 years old.
Hello?
Hold on one second.
Why don't you guys take back these conversations?
Oh, how do we take it?
No. Why don't you guys take these back?
Take these back?
Yeah, take back the conversations. I'm good.
Oh, okay. Connor, are you over 18?
Yeah.
Okay, why aren't you vegan?
Because if you're just on a strictly like plant-based diet, you're gonna die within like 5 years. And plants are extremely deficient in natural vitamins like K2, which are essential for maintaining health.
Okay. I've been vegan 9 years. How am I alive?
Well, I mean, you look pretty unhealthy yourself.
I mean, that's coming from somebody who can't even show their face right now.
I don't have live access.
Oh, that's fine. So, what about me looks so sickly? What do you think I'm missing?
It's just like the skin tone. Like you look very pale.
I'm white.
Probably low energy.
I am pretty active, actually. So, yeah. So why aren't you vegan?
Yeah. I already told you.
Because of K2?
Because of other vitamins as well.
Name them,
K2
please. I'll look them up. We got
So
K2.
we're skipping over K2.
I'm looking it up.
Skipping over K2.
What?
There's 2 types of K2.
It's not essential for one, but okay. What do you need K2 for? Looks like you can get a vegan K2 supplement.
No, supplements aren't the same.
Do you have science or are these
As
just
well
your
as creatine
neurons?
too. As well as creatine too.
Yeah. Do you read science or you just assume this crap?
Do I read science? Do you want to say that again?
Yeah. Do you read studies?
No. You said, do I read science? Does that make sense?
It does. Do you read studies?
Do I read studies?
Wow. You can't track, can you?
Do I read studies?
No, I'm going to go with no. Probably not. Don't even know what a study is. That's why you're laughing so hard. Oh, David, what's up? Sorry, I hit a non-vegan at the same time. So, hey, David, it's good to see you.
What's going on, guys? Do you guys read studies?
Yeah.
You guys like know how to read studies, man? Like, dude, K2, bro. K2, cause vegans can't live past 5 years, bro.
5 years.
They just can't.
Can't do it.
I mean, I've been vegan for 12 years, but hey, they just can't, bro.
Dude,
I'm the crypt keeper.
Lori, how long again?
I'm going 27. I'll be 27 in June.
Where do you get your K2, bro?
Where do you get your
Where do you get it,
K2?
man?
Oh my God.
Supplements?
Fine.
Come on.
I had right here, vitamin K2 is derived from fermented plants sourced like natto, fermented soybeans, or chickpeas.
What about vitamin B12 and omega 3s?
You can get omega 3s from like flax seeds or chia seeds, walnuts. What was the other one? You said omegas
I
and
think
what?
omegas and vitamin B12.
Yeah, so B12 doesn't even actually come from animals. They actually have to be supplemented.
That's not true at all.
It's not true. How do
You don't
the
think
animals get their
vitamin
B12?
B12 comes from animals?
It doesn't. It comes from
From meat?
it comes from bacteria. It's made by
In the
bacteria.
meat, yeah.
No, in the soil.
I know, but that's
Oh, you
in
know.
meat.
Well, then you should know you don't need to get it from animals. You can get it from a vitamin. We can just
I know, but not to the same.
to the same degree.
Dark
Hey,
leafy green plants.
JP, I have a question though. I have a question. Is that your only concern?
No, it's not. I'm just like, let's even go to protein. Let's go to protein too.
So
Right? You
so
guys
sorry,
don't-
sorry. It's B12 you're talking about and protein?
Well, no, I'm just bringing up protein
Yeah.
separately now, but you're
Okay,
not getting that to the same
but
level.
what I want to ask is like what
Right?
your concerns are, and then I can address them. So you have B12, you have protein, right?
Sorry, what?
You have B12 and you have protein. What
Yep.
other concerns do you have?
Omega 3s.
Omega
right?
3s, yeah.
Iron,
Iron,
right, too.
okay.
I feel like there's a lot of things that, that meat has that is very beneficial to us, right?
Right. So let me ask then. So is that it, or is there more? Just so we can get them down.
Oh, I'd also like to hear why you guys are vegan as well.
Sure. So like, but what I want to ask is like, if you know what veganism is, right? Like, we're talking about a diet here, but like, let's talk about what the idea of what veganism is.
Okay.
So do you know what it is?
I do, yeah.
Can you define that
Somewhat.
for us?
I guess that's why I kind of came on, is because I want to learn more about it.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so it's basically the idea that we're not going to be viewing others as commodities or exploiting others. Does that sound reasonable?
Exploiting others?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
So like not commodifying others, like using them for food, fashion, entertainment, lab testing, all these things. Yeah.
So are you calling like animals others? Is that
Well-
what you're referring to?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. Don't you think that, well, let's talk about, right, animals, they aren't right, they don't have emotions, right?
What?
They don't.
Wait, what? Animals don't have emotion?
Okay.
If you
they
step on a
do.
dog's
They-
tail, they're not going to scream?
That's pain. Yeah,
Yes,
I'm saying
that's
they don't, they're not to the complexity of what a human is, right?
Yeah,
Like
I'm not saying
it is
that.
obvious that humans were put over animals and things in the world, right?
Okay, well, we're going into something else here. So I'm just talking about the definition, right? So can we agree on the definition? And by others, I mean there's someone in there, right? They're not a rock,
Yeah, no, totally. They're an animal.
right? So
I don't,
they're an animal, and humans are animals too, right?
technically, yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so now that we've kind of got that out of the way, you've given us some of the reasons why you wouldn't go vegan. But if we were to address, like, say, all your concerns, and it sounds like mostly like health concerns, if we were able to address all that, then would you go vegan?
I don't know, possibly. I mean, what do you guys think of the Mediterranean diet and stuff like that?
So, like, I mean, it's still exploitation at the end of the day. Whatever diet you're talking about that uses animals, it views them as commodities. It's still exploitation at the end of the day. So no,
Okay.
yeah. Oh,
Are you,
okay,
oh, okay. Yeah.
all right,
Well done.
yeah, yeah.
It didn't end on a terrible note, but I don't know if he still fully grasped it. When he asked about the Mediterranean, I'm like, oh, so you still don't get it?
Yeah, it was like, did we not just talk about this?
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't matter if you see humans over animals. It's like you can see yourself over another. I mean, I say that's a toxic mindset, but it's about, what you're demanding. Are you demanding, someone be exploited for you? And, it doesn't matter if you think you're over them. You just don't need to demand that they be exploited. That's it. So you're not choosing when you go in the grocery store between human flesh and animal flesh. You're choosing between animal flesh secretions, fabrics made from animals or entertainment or whatever, and plant options or, whatever it is for entertainment. Yeah. Like you can watch a documentary instead of going to those places. Oh, this is a different OD? Hi. Are you over 18?
Yo, I am in fact.
Okay. It's funny. We actually have a vegan that comes up here named OD. So that threw me off for a second. Like, did he start a new account?
No, definitely. I'm definitely not vegan.
All right. Well, good to meet you. Why aren't you vegan yet? Oh, wait. First, are you over 18?
You asked that, and
Damn
I said
it.
yes.
Good. Why aren't you vegan yet?
There's no health reasons. You can always get every supplement there is on the planet off a pill or anything like that.
Yeah.
You can always get them.
Like if you go to the doctor and you're deficient in something, do they give you animal products or do they give you supplements?
Supplements. You could always get any vitamin you need, any supplement you need to stay healthy.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Vegan food tastes like shit.
So, even if it did.
Why would I eat something that tastes bad?
Because it's an alternative from exploiting someone.
So you guys are saying that you view animals as the same level as us?
Morally
As
speaking.
humans, you view animals
Oh, I'm sorry.
as
Axel,
us.
did you want to step in?
Yeah, I just had one question. So you mentioned, I want to take it back to the taste for a
Yeah, it
second.
tastes like shit. Ever had a
Okay.
vegan Oreo?
So
Not
you
good.
you said you're older than 18, right?
I'm 18.
I just want to put
right
out there
now.
Oreos are accidentally vegan, just FYI. But anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oreos are vegan. So
The non-GMO Oreos are the ones I'm talking about. My bad. Those ones taste like shit.
what are you talking about, dude?
Go ahead. What were you saying though?
So that sounds like a 4-year-old, dude. Yeah, I don't want to eat broccoli because broccoli tastes gross.
No, broccoli
Like,
tastes great.
broccoli's vegan, dude.
Yeah, but it
Okay,
tastes
so
good
what?
after adding cheese. Cheese and broccoli is great.
Okay, so again, without the cheese, like if your parents ever had you have broccoli, you're complaining that it tastes gross, and so that's a very childish way to look at things.
So
Like,
you're
if
telling me
you're an
just because
adult,
I find one vegetable that tastes good, say I like broccoli, I should only eat broccoli for the rest of my life? That's not how this
that's
works.
literally the opposite of what I'm saying. You shouldn't dictate on what you should or shouldn't eat based off of how it tastes.
You sound like
That's
you're getting
such a
really angry,
childish
and
way
I'm
to
not
fucking.
sure why.
That's
Hey,
such a
we can
childish
calm it
way to
down.
look.
It's okay.
Hold on,
Take a
OD,
deep
listen,
breath.
he's
dude.
laughing at
2
you.
sec.
He's just
No,
laughing
he
at
sounds
you.
very angry.
He's honestly
2
laughing at
seconds,
you.
bro. 2
Scheiß
seconds,
auf
bro.
die Juden.
2 seconds. Holy shit. 2 seconds. So again, my guy, I'm telling you, you shouldn't dictate on what you should or should not eat based off of solely the taste. Okay, first off, if you eat broccoli regularly, I'm just using broccoli as a example, okay? Relax. You might get acquired to the taste of broccoli and it might not taste so bad later on. Also, broccoli is super healthy for you, so you should probably eat broccoli. Saying that you should not go vegan based off of the taste of foods that are vegan is a childish behavior that is super unrealistic. Cuz we don't ever just base off of what we eat only off of taste.
Also, everything that makes animal products taste good are seasonings. They're either minerals or plants. So, OD,
Yeah, that's all I had to say.
Yeah, OD, you're
you can
muted.
take it back.
Oh, okay. OD, you're muted. It's in the middle.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. So, with that in mind, we're not talking about past actions, but moving forward, what do you think you'll do? Are you going to go vegan and try to move your
No.
hands?
No.
Okay, so what is it in your
I think
mind
meat
that
tastes
morally?
good.
So humans
Meat
taste.
tastes good.
I understand. Humans taste like bacon. Do you like the flavor of bacon?
Yeah, I do.
So does that morally justify us farming and breeding humans to make baby bacon?
Probably not, based off the fact that we have a conscience.
Animals are conscious.
Are they?
Yeah, we have.
So you view animals as the same as humans, right?
So we have empirical evidence on this. We have science. We
So
have the.
You didn't answer my question.
Okay. Yes, they're conscious.
No, do you view animals as the same level as human?
I said
We are animals.
Yeah, we are animals.
We are animals.
I also said morally.
Define
sane.
level.
You view
yeah,
a cow as
you're
the
an
same level as a
animal.
human, correct?
Okay, I
You're an
think we're
animal.
all understand. Hold on, dude. We're trying to say that there's similarities and differences. Not all humans are equal. Not all it's not fair to say that animals are equal to humans. No one is equal. Okay, there's similarities and there's differences, and the similarities are what matter. The fact
Okay.
that we're both sentient is what matters.
Okay, they're all sentient beings. So you do view, say, a cow as the same level as you would view a human, correct?
Their
don't wanna
right
kill,
to
you
autonomy.
don't
I
wanna
don't view
rape.
them the same. Look, I don't view them the same. I say they both have the right to autonomy based off of the fact that they both have the desire to have their autonomy respected.
So if a cow gave you consent, you'd fuck it. Is that what I'm hearing?
How did you get that?
I just want to say you're trying to say that he's into bestiality, and yet you literally
You
demand
said it
that.
wrong.
Yes, because we're
Oh
on
wait, you
TikTok.
probably can't say it. Yeah, I was about to say no. You're right on that. That's my bad. My
Okay,
bad.
but
I'll
you're
admit that. I'm
literally
wrong.
demanding bestiality. When you demand
No.
dairy, that cow has to be penetrated regardless of what she wants. She has to be pregnant to make milk. So if you buy
Yeah.
milk, you're literally demanding a person penetrate a cow. That literally happens to make milk. The farmer gloves up to his shoulder, puts his arm in their bum to and uses their colon like a glove to hold their cervix in place. Before that, they do to a bowl. That's someone's job to get a
Yeah.
bowl off. You're paying
Yeah,
for
you
that.
don't have to answer it like that.
You're
Don't-
paying
don't
for
be
that.
so smug.
Don't
Don't be so smug,
But I just want to make the
asshole.
point. He obviously
Hey,
agrees
that is
that bestiality is
unkind
wrong
language.
because he's trying to say that Axel is demanding that. But I'm trying to say you literally demand it. You're the one demanding someone penetrate an animal for your pleasure.
You don't know what I eat. Maybe I don't drink milk.
Do you eat cheese, butter?
Oh yes,
Those
I
are
do.
all dairy. Those all require that she
Iceland
have a
Jordan.
baby. She's a mammal.
How old is this guy? How old is he?
I don't know.
18.
Really?
2007.
Well, okay, that's understandable, and you're still a child.
Yeah.
Do you feel
Iceland Jordan.
okay? Yeah, you're still clearly a moral patient. You haven't gotten there yet. Tell me when the morals drop, right? Let me know when your morals aren't cracking.
And the guy's saying our food tastes like what? Like
Shit.
most of what people eat are plants.
I
Like
know, right?
or some variation of it.
Are mashed
And
potatoes
basically
bad? French fries?
well, yeah, like does he season
Apples?
his animal flesh that's rotten
Yeah.
and stinky and has full of pathogens and disease? Yeah. I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
I think he learned a lot. I don't think he knew how dairy was made. It seemed like that was new information for him. Brody. Real quick, Brody, I'm gonna mute you just for a second if you can wait. I do want to go over the definition of veganism again, Brody. I need you to stay muted for a second, just so I know you're not going to speak up while I'm talking. So veganism is just an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So if I have an opportunity to benefit from your exploitation, I wouldn't support your oppressor because I don't want to be exploited. That's basically all veganism is. If I can avoid demanding someone's exploitation, I do so. All right, Brody, I really appreciate your patience. Are you over 18? You can unmute now. Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right now,
I'm sorry. You got to have whatever you're going to say ready, I guess, if you're going to be that young, because I'm going to drop you fast. Aaron, are you over 18?
Yeah, I just wanted to show you this pizza. It's a
Oh, that's okay. I don't need to see that. Dauma. Hey.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're great. Hey, Dauma, are you over 18? Are you over 18? Yes, no? Hello? Okay.
Windows 95 computing.
Yeah. You're dreaming. I don't know if you're quoting The Office or not, but that's what I thought of. What'd you say, Lori? I'm sorry, I spoke totally over you.
Oh no, I was just saying, you guys remember the green screens? Or it's like green writing?
No.
That was terrible. No, you're too young, I know.
I was like, I don't know.
I'm too young to I should be too young to know what you're talking about, but I do know what you're talking about.
Green screens?
I have no idea what you're
Okay,
talking
cool.
about.
I'm not alone. Oh, that's too funny.
I could be lying though.
You could be lying. Okay, well, thanks for making me feel good at least. Humoring me.
I was gonna see if Henry wants to come up. He says he's a dairy farmer in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
And I keep asking him questions, but he can't seem to answer them.
Come on up, Henry. Let's see if I can. There you are. There's a request. Come on up. I promise we'll be nice to you. Unless you're mean to us. Then we'll defend ourselves.
Dairy farmer in Canada. Okay.
All right.
Interesting. Yeah, if you're asking him questions, but he's not responding or not answering them.
Well, he just doesn't seem to know the basic, easy answers to them. So I'm wondering if maybe it's his parents that are. I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. Come on, Harry. Or sorry, Henry. Henry, come on up. I don't have any requests right now. It's just like the same people. Yeah, Mike, you were already up here. If you have a new thought, you can share it in the chat, and maybe I'll think about bringing you up. Yeah, exactly. How are the cows artificially inseminated, Henry? We would love to know. I mean, there are some rare farmers that might have a bull mount the female, but I've actually had farmers come up here and tell me that it's immoral to do that because the bulls are very aggressive and they're very heavy, and they can actually harm the cow to the point where they have to euthanize her.
it also comes from an issue of the cow did not choose that partner, and so often the time the bull is forcing himself upon the cow, which makes it even more aggressive.
Totally. Yep. Absolutely. I wouldn't tolerate that. Again, that's what it comes down to. We're sentient beings, right? Like right now, these animals are, I would even further that they're groomed, right? They're conditioned to accept their conditions that they're in. So they may even have, they may show signs that they are in moments happy, you know, with whatever the exploitation is that's going on because they've been groomed to accept it, to think that that's good things, even though they're going to be used to the point of early unalivement.
Yeah, not always did human slaves reject being a slave, so
Exactly.
that doesn't.
Exactly. We're even susceptible to that. Like that just shows our similarities again. Exactly. I think this person was up here earlier. Maybe not. I don't know. Reporting. Are you over 18?
Hello.
Hi.
I am 18 on the dot.
You weren't up here earlier, right?
About 5 minutes ago I was. I was a little
Oh,
busy,
you.
too busy talking, so I canceled my request.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's maybe why I saw your name. I always forget who I'm talking to because I don't know. I don't care to think about you guys if we have a fight or something. But
Right.
I remember the people that I have good conversations with. So anyway, reporting.
Absolutely.
You're over
I'm
18
just
though, right?
scrolling through the. Yes, ma'am. I'm 18.
Cool. Why aren't you vegan?
I'm coming from a very learner's perspective here because I'm not super up to date on the term vegan.
Okay.
Would you be able to give a quick definition and example of what you meant by your definition you gave earlier?
Yes. So it's about respecting others. It's a principled stance against the exploitation of other sentient beings. So if I can avoid demanding, say, your exploitation or anyone's exploitation, I will do so. I will take the effort to avoid demanding your exploitation, even if it's convenient and I really want whatever it is. Experiences matter more than my benefits. That's veganism.
Gotcha. For the sake of a debate, when we were mentioning like the wrongdoing of how having like two bulls, which you would say when it comes to breeding for animals is a completely natural thing. I understand that like pinning them as in like what do you want to call it, like housing or keeping them together, and then like the bull forcing his way onto the female. This is a very common thing we see in nature. And do you draw the line on where it's simply immoral because you like a keeper is keeping them together?
Yeah, the keeper is putting him in that situation to benefit from what happens. It'd be like someone having dogs, right? And yes, dogs are going to hump each other. But if your dogs start to just produce puppies, lots of puppies, that's irresponsible. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So is a general vegan standpoint like against all dog breeders, say?
Yeah.
Would you own any animals
not from a
who could have
breeder?
been,
not from a breeder. I go to a shelter and I find someone that needs my help and I help them.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, that's a very general question. Obviously, even if you were just owning an animal that was, breeded for a specific cause or whatever, it doesn't necessarily make you bad just because you have the animal. I mean, you could be giving it a better chance at life.
It's more like the issue. The issue is when you demand that somebody be born into existence for your benefit. So, like, if you went to someone because you wanted a specific breed of dog, that's immoral because you're choosing to bring someone into this world based off of these arbitrary traits, instead of finding someone that just needed your help. You're seeing someone as an object. You're objectifying them because you're going to use them for your entertainment or whatever your need is for them.
Right. What do you think in your reasoning is how you talk of humans of being a more sentient being, it's facts that humans are
well, you can't
more
be more
emotionally
sentient.
advanced.
You can be
I
more
understand.
intelligent.
Let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
Right. More emotionally intelligent for a better
I mean,
term.
I don't know if we are even more emotionally intelligent just because animals do experience emotions. So we don't exactly know what they experience in that specific, like we don't know how much of that emotion they're actually feeling or not. We know that they have emotions in their own, I'm just saying, like, to say that we're more emotionally intelligent, I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Possibly not. And I mean, I think there's definitely different levels of intelligence. Like, there's like the octopus species who are incredibly intelligent in ways that we don't even necessarily understand.
I would argue that all the animals we use, they're intelligent in ways that we don't all necessarily understand.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
A point that I was wondering when you were speaking about how it's wrong for two bulls to mate with each or cows to mate with each other. What do you think the purpose of humans keeping pets are?
Entertainment mostly. I think there might have been some people that were helping animals, but some people definitely saw it as a like a toy. It's a status symbol.
Absolutely. Could we consider this emotional slavery?
Yeah. Because I
Awesome.
mean, like,
I
why
love that.
we would never tolerate that for children, right? If someone was just, I mean, it's fine if someone wants to have a relationship with someone and they can provide true, actual care in the best interest of the individual. But yeah, if you're just using someone, regardless of what they want, that's just wrong.
Right. I think we essentially, if I'm not really sure how long like the veganism ideology has been around, but I think it's definitely the what is it called when humans start genetically modifying animals for their
Oh, you mean like I'm thinking breeding, but you're thinking like genetic manipulation or
domesticating. Sorry, there it is.
yeah.
Domesticating. Like, so behind the vegan standpoint, I understand that. I don't know if you have pets yourself. You don't seem against the idea of pets, but obviously we can agree that having pets is essentially emotional slavery of an entire other species.
It is in the sense that, so today I would say that there's this huge mess that we've made with these animals. We've handicapped them by breeding them so that they look special ways for us. And it's gotten to the point where they're like living homeless out on the streets. We've bred out a lot of these natural instincts. Some of them, thrive out there, but they're also taking out other vulnerable populations because of us. Like, we're the reason that they are there. So I feel like we have a little more of this obligation to take care of them. So it's not that I don't want people to care for individuals, right? It's just that I don't want them to see them as an object or a status symbol. It's a sentient being, like you would adopt a child.
Right.
Okay.
My next question is, if we can both agree, I mean, I have pets myself. If we can both agree that essentially having pets is a form of like emotional benefiting slavery,
I mean, is having kids emotional slavery?
Not necessarily. It absolutely can be, but at the end of the day, you're passing on life that will.
It's just like having kids. I would say that taking care of another individual is just like having a kid or someone that you're taking care of. You volunteered to give them help throughout their life. It's the same thing. It's, if you're doing it for emotional slavery, then yes, it's emotional slavery. Someone who buys a dog just because they want attention, they're demanding someone be born into existence, that is slavery. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I understand a lot of today's pets is it's mostly, maybe not mostly, but a lot of it is what is it called, rescues. Is the immoral lack here where we were domesticating animals in the first place? Is that where it first went wrong?
I don't know. It's just that what we can do right now is care for who's here and just not force breed more people into existence or more individuals, however you want to reference them. Right? That's all I'm saying. It's not about looking at the past and being like, this was all bad. It's more like, well, now that we know that they're sentient and we wouldn't want this done, we should just stop. We shouldn't do it anymore.
Right. I think you can see what I'm getting at is I see your belief, which I do agree with, about the cow situation, and that's what made me think of, okay, well, if you're taking away the choice of a female cow to choose their mate, having pets is essentially taking away an animal's choice of freedom. And
it is. Yeah, we
And
shouldn't
it is
have.
morally wrong.
I would love to have a world where we don't have any domesticated animals. We care for who's here. In about 20 years, after just stop breeding, in about 20 years, no more domesticated animals. All we have are the animals that are our neighbors. And I'm not saying mass wipe out anybody. I'm just saying that the longest lived are, I think, the cows, and they live to be about 20 or 30. And many of them, we've just totally mutated their bodies, so they're not even going to make it. But 20 years of just giving these individuals sanctuary and then let them pass naturally, and that's it. And we don't have to
For
worry
sure.
about that.
I think where we first went wrong, if I'm putting myself in if the term would be veganistic standpoint, would be domesticating animals, because there would be no having, even if you're having a pet for a good reason like a rescue, it still can be considered emotional slavery.
Sure. Because they're
And
still not free. I do understand
Right.
that for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I believe it differs from having kids, because one of them is a choice you make, and being a good parent, you're going to give your knowledge and your information on to a child, which a baby, like you said, a baby or a helpless pet can't take care of itself.
Yeah, I do agree that the companions we have nowadays are definitely not. I wouldn't release them into the wild. I don't think that would be fair, because we've handicapped them so hard. But I would like, if suddenly the world went vegan and we were like, hey, we need to do something about all these companion animals. I would hope it'd be almost like a rescue for wild animals, where educated people who understand how to take care of cats and dogs properly are the ones that end up being the caretakers. Because that's really what it comes down to, is not all humans are great at taking care of another being. And the way we treat cats and dogs and all these other animals, we treat them like they're objects to be used as pets. And yeah, that I do agree that is the slavery, and it shouldn't be that just random people get to just take someone home. It should be someone's here, and they might need care. They should go to the proper facility that has educated people to be able to help them get back to living a free life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's really all I have to say. I just wanted to get your standpoint on that. I appreciate that.
Can I ask you some quick questions? And I promise I won't take you very long.
Oh, sure. I have time. Go ahead.
Okay, so why are you vegan?
To be honest, I've never considered any of this. I was just going through TikTok lives and I found this, and I thought, I like what I'm hearing, and I wanted to just ask
Hell
a few
yeah.
questions about it. So
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it at all.
What I would do is take a screenshot, just check out my resources and see what this crazy lady's talking about. I always point people to Dominion because it's a free documentary and it just shows you standard practice. And, just ask yourself, do you want to keep supporting that? Would you be willing to watch that?
Absolutely. I mean, from what I'm hearing so far, it stands behind
That's
a lot of the
awesome.
morals I believe in.
Well, Landon, if you're willing to watch that, can I ask you 2 last hard questions and then I'll let you go?
Sure.
Okay, so would you be willing to go plant-based until you watch it, and I can explain why?
Going plant-based that's a little radical to me, and I definitely would not, because I believe in the food chain very much.
Okay. Well, so the reason why I ask that people go plant-based is there's 2 reasons. One is you may not understand fully what it is that's going on behind the curtain, and this would prevent you from causing further victims, since you've just learned about this, and it would stop you making victims until you learn what it is that you're actually demanding. The other reason is because there was actually some studies done on this. They found that people that consume animal products and then watch documentaries, they tend to zone out. They don't absorb the information. They're less willing to accept that animals are conscious beings, whereas those that refrain from using animals, the test, they gave them nuts instead of beef jerky, they were more willing to accept that animals are conscious sentient beings. So you don't deal with what's called cognitive dissonance, and we're all human.
Yep.
We're sensitive to those things. So I just ask that you take a break from using animal products, just maybe a couple hours even before you watch. You could watch it right now, and that way you can watch it with just an honest mind. My last question, though, is how many more animals do you want exploited for you? Is it more than 0? And I say want on purpose. So how many more animals do you want exploited for you?
0.
So that's your own values there. It's just about aligning your actions with that.
Right. And I will make it, essentially, I'll just make it clear here. I believe you look at nature in the way that I'll say I believe God has made the world. There is the food chain that is a very natural thing that has been around since before humans. So I do believe in it, and I do believe us being a apex predator gives us the natural right of a food chain to prey on animals. But where I draw the line is where we are immorally treating them, which is very soft or a very sensitive topic because essentially for how many people are alive today, I do believe the world is very overpopulated, and for how many people are alive today, there is no moral way essentially to do this. There has to be a million chickens in a tiny chicken pen for everyone to have some hot chicken on their food every night.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
May I ask a question?
Yeah.
How are you contributing to the food chain? By
In what
consuming?
way? Like economically or?
Yeah. How is that contributing to the food chain?
As in, I'm like going out and purchasing the food at like my local stores, or what exactly do you mean? Could you be a little more specific?
Yeah. How like you were talking about natural food chain. How are you participating in natural food chain?
I am buying store-bought foods, which I
Yeah,
am.
you're not an
That's-
apex predator. You're not.
Yeah,
You're not
that-
even
that-
close to it.
Yeah. So, what I was trying to get at is that's not contributing to any sort of food chain. We're breeding them into existence. We're the ones who are breeding them into existence. We're not the ones. It's not like we're contributing to this cycle of where we're killing someone and then providing land for them to eat at, right? We're breeding them into existence in the first place artificially. Like it's nothing natural about what we do. Like you going plant-based would be the same amount as natural as what you're eating now.
Absolutely, and I believe, not I believe, this does directly co-align with how, we're doing a bad thing keeping pets because it's essentially necessary for their survival now because we've bred them that way. Now, in the opposite, where we are killing the animals, we are artificially creating them because obviously there wouldn't be as many animals around today if it wasn't for us artificially breeding them. But at the end of the day, they were here in the first place.
Which animals, like cows? Cows weren't here in the first place. Chickens weren't here in the first place. What?
What were cows and chickens?
Well, the chicken wild counterpart is the red jungle fowl. Lives in China and other parts of Asia. The wild counterpart to bovine was called an auroch. It's spelled AUROCH.
Do you know what year these animals were officially being domesticated?
What?
Do you know what years these animals
About
were
10,000
officially
years
being
ago. 10 to
Yeah.
12,000.
The aurochs was also they were put to extinction between like hunting and through the means of domestication. We essentially put the aurochs into extinction. The red jungle fowl was lucky enough to survive human interference. The aurochs was not. So, like these bovine that we brought into existence are 100% lab experiments.
I would like to add that you mentioned, you said God, right? You said God put him
Yeah.
here. So I want you to watch a documentary, but I don't want to overload you. So if 2 documentaries is too much, I really would prefer that you watch both if you can. But if you can't, watch Christspiracy, because it's not a religion debunk film. It just actually looks at the sea scrolls, and it actually looks at Jesus's life and how he lived on earth, and it talks about like what he was actually fighting against and what he stood for, and it sounds honestly like he was more for animal rights. They talk about the den of thieves and how it's actually translated to the den of violent ones, for example. They also look
Right.
at the word dominion, and I don't know. It was very eye-opening for me to watch that film because it felt like what happened was someone took someone's belief and manipulated them to take advantage of some kind of currency that was starting to come out. So I would just encourage everybody to watch Christspiracy. It's a really good documentary. Just go into any search engine, type in Christspiracy, and it should pop up. Would you be willing to at least watch that?
I think I'm most interested in the Dominion one as I'm looking them up right now.
Dominion is great as well. Everybody should watch Dominion, honestly. So if you're going to watch one, Dominion is great.
What is your essential like defense, or just what do you have to say about, we look at the Last Dinner, or like, according to the Bible, they
I don't
all
know
ate
all the
meat?
religious answers. That's why I point you to that. There's also, I don't know if he's still in here. There's Vegan Heretic. He was in the chat earlier, but you can look him up on, honestly, almost any platform, it seems. And he actually makes videos. He's vegan and he's Christian, and he talks about the relation between them. And I think he breaks them down really well. So if you want to look him up, that might answer some other questions for you. If that's truly what's holding you back is like God saying that you should use animals, you might want to, review the information that actually is in the Bible. It might change your mind.
Yeah, I can speak on as an ex-religious person's behalf, because I was born religious and I left the church, but like I still am pretty knowledgeable of like what God says, and like it's not required that you eat meat. Like, yeah, he brought them onto the planet for you to use them, or he brought them on the planet for us to have dominion over them, but that doesn't mean that we have to enslave and murder them.
From what I have absorbed, it sounds like they were put here to just live next to us, to be our neighbor. That's from what I'm understanding from the like Vegan Heretic, the way he talks about it.
I agree with that, and still, I'll circle back to the point of what do you have to say about the fact that the Bible very many times mentions, steak and roast and pork being
all
eaten.
contextual.
Also, I mean, your God, if we're still talking about the Abrahamic God, then we would look at also, what does God define as perfect? And from my understanding, it sounds like he said the Garden of Eden was perfection before the fall of man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the end times, there will be no evil on my mountain. I think I quoted that right. I don't know what the exact verse is that says that, but he basically says that there will be no death on his mountain, no evil. The lion will lay with the lamb. So these two instances, including heaven, they're all vegan. There's no demanding exploitation of someone else. So if your God is defining that as perfection, I've said this before, I feel like then what's happening is your God is testing you in the face of pleasure, right? These animal products are convenient and they taste good. They make you feel a certain way. And, in the face of that, can you be merciful and compassionate to the one that wants to live, even though you can get a benefit from using them? So
Right.
I
understand you say the lion lay next to the lamb, when scientifically we have observed and can prove that those species and species like that, carnivorous species, have always eaten meat.
Yeah, but that wasn't
So how
until
would
the
lamb
fall
not
of
die from the
man.
lion? So what was keeping the animals, the carnivores, alive that have
In the Garden of Eden, they ate the same
yeah.
things. If this is your book, right? What it says is that they didn't eat each other in the garden. Everyone was vegan in the Garden of Eden.
So if veganism is now a thing today, what will the lion eat?
Well, so veganism isn't about animals and how they interact with each other. It's about how humans interact with sentient beings. It's about us recognizing that somebody feels, we're moral agents, weighing out what's right and wrong and deciding, is what I need worth more than taking everything from this individual? Because the only difference between us and animals is just that they think a little differently and they look a little differently. That's it.
Right. So one is essentially morally bound to sacrifice its own life due to its natures.
What? Who's sacrificing?
You said not something about not killing, not eating. If a carnivorous species is not to kill or eat, but it
So again,
nutritionally
veganism doesn't
relies on
address
eating
wild
the meat.
animals. Your religion is the one that said lions were not attacking other animals. That's what it says in your book. The Garden of Eden, no one was eating each other. I don't have empirical evidence of that because this is the Bible. Right.
And
So
I will say,
what
I
I would
believe
say,
God
if
is
we
the
leave
lamb.
God out of it and we just say like naturally lions are obligate carnivores surviving a harsh environment, I still don't like that they predate on others, but I can't really communicate with a lion. There's nothing I can really do. And honestly, humans do way more damage than all the lions combined. We breed
Oh, absolutely.
92.2 billion animals into existence just to lick their insides. It's, we don't need to do that. And they don't want it. I'm going to let you go. You've been up here a minute. I really appreciate you coming up. Go watch Dominion and then let me know how it affected you, if it didn't affect you, whatever. I'd love to hear it.
Sure. Thank you for your time.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Landon, for coming up. You have a good night.
You as well.
Thanks. Well, that took a team. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, we lost Lori. Well, that's all right. It gets crazy up here sometimes. Sometimes you got to step down. I totally get it. All right, let's go ahead and pull up Oliver. Oliver, I'm going to make you wait a second while you're still loading in. So veganism, I'm going to state it again. I'm going to mute you just for a second. So veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So if I can avoid demanding someone's exploitation, I will avoid it. If just because I don't want to be exploited. We'll just leave it at that. All right, Oliver. Are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
Right on. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I just don't think it's necessary.
Okay. Well, what do you think veganism means?
So actually, I just have a few questions about
No, you gotta answer the question.
Let's start out so we understand if we're on the same page or not. So what do you think veganism means?
Just staying plant-based and stuff.
So we do eat a plant-based diet, but veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So if I can avoid demanding someone's exploitation, I do so. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
All right, hold on a second.
Okay, so
sorry, I had to refresh something. Something froze. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, good. So I just want to ask you, do you think that eating eggs is ethical? If not, why?
So the eggs come from chickens, and chickens, when they were out in the jungle, only laid eggs to have babies. They only laid about like 13 to 15 eggs a year during part of the year. Now they lay up to like 300, and they're trying to push them to even produce even more. I personally would not want to be born into existence with a handicap, a mutation that benefits my oppressor. And I wouldn't want to have to carry this weight around that I have to constantly poop out every day, and it takes so much of their nutrients. You have to depend on your oppressor to make sure they give you a nutritional diet so that you don't lose your bones. So I personally find it immoral, and vegans find it immoral because you're demanding someone's exploitation. There's many other welfare issues that come into play too, but those are some good ones to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Did that make
Fair
sense,
enough.
or did that just go over your head?
No, that makes sense. That was pretty good. So, well, there are many different types of chickens, right? And some have been bred to produce
If they
more eggs
produce
than they
more
should.
than 15 eggs a year, they have absolutely
Yeah.
been bred. Okay.
100%. They've been outbred, and it's very unethical. But there are some species of chickens which still get sold on the market, which have been around for thousands of years, and
You're stealing someone from their home.
Yeah, but they only produce like what, maybe one egg a
Again,
day, a
it's not
couple
that they
eggs a
lay
week.
eggs. The issue is you're stealing someone from their home.
What am I? How are you stealing someone
Well,
from their
either
home
they're
if you're just
being
taking
bred
it
into
out?
existence, which we already covered, or you're stealing someone from the wild. That's the only way to get a chicken.
Right, right.
So
Well,
both are immoral, right?
let's ignore however long ago chickens became domesticated, right?
So if you buy a chicken
Today's day and
today,
age.
if you buy a chicken today, you're going to see that there's mostly females. Where are all the boys?
Well, you don't need them unless you're breeding.
Exactly.
Wait, sorry.
So you see
One
how
second, one
this
second.
breeds the way of thinking. You're viewing them already as disposable, as objects. You say it so casually like it's not a big deal, but if someone was a human saying, "Oh, I just kill all my human baby boys," that would be insane, right? Or if someone goes, I breed puppies and I grind the males alive. Wouldn't that be wild?
Sorry, I had to talk to a family member real quick. I didn't really hear that last bit.
Okay, so what if it were dogs? Would you feel differently? I grind up only the males.
I mean, look, I'm not talking about eating chickens. I'm just
These
talking
are egg
about
chickens.
eggs.
These are egg chickens.
I'm just talking about eggs.
So Oliver, I need you. Okay, I understand that you.
Yeah,
I
but
understand
chickens
someone was
don't.
talking. Hold on. To get a chicken that lays eggs, you have to get them from somewhere. You either go to a breeder or you go from the wild. If you go to a breeder, they unalive the males. There's like, I want to say like, I don't actually remember the number. There's billions of them every year that get ground alive. And that's supposedly the most humane way. If you don't have a massive grinder, they'll tie them off in a bag. They'll crush them. They'll drown them because they don't produce the same flesh as meat chickens. We're still talking about egg chickens. So to have
No, I mean roosters taste the same as any other
Oliver,
chicken.
you're
I
still
reckon.
objectifying them. What do you think they think of this? Do you think they like being ground alive?
Okay, so chickens
Do you think they
without
like
a
being ground
rooster present.
alive?
Fuck. I mean, they don't
Do
do that.
they
They just
like
chop off their head.
being Wow. I need you to go watch Dominion. You've never seen what the
Okay, but
birds go through.
can I please say my side of the story? You know?
It doesn't matter because you're just defending exploiting animals and you can't even
I'm
understand
not.
what you're doing. So I don't know if we can have a
Yeah.
conversation. You said that they take their heads off. That's not what happens. They literally,
Okay,
their
well,
whole bodies, they
it
go on a
is.
conveyor belt, they drop into a hole, and there's a blender. You can watch it. It's common practice.
Okay. Well, I farm chickens personally, right? I have right now currently just 5.
Sorry.
So taking a chicken's egg, right, is, all bad and stuff if they're not
Oliver,
fed
you're
and they need it
skipping
to survive.
everything. All you're jumping to is the part where the egg comes out of their butt. That's all you remember. That's all you can think about. The egg comes out of the
Okay,
butt and
yes.
I want to eat it. I want to eat the egg come out of the butt. I'll eat it. It's like, follow where the egg came from. You're enslaving an egg slave. You demanded somebody be in existence that overproduces something for your benefit. If one of your
Okay, so without
chickens,
people,
if one of your chickens stops producing eggs, what do you do with them?
I just let it live out until it dies.
What do you do once they pass away? Do you get another
Bury
chicken?
it.
Okay, but do you
Well,
get
I
another
mean-
chicken?
Well, we used to have a rooster. We used to breed them, but
So you're doing the breeding. You said breeding was immoral.
no, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You were talking about wild chickens in the beginning.
Well, like I've never actually finished what I'm saying once yet, so.
Why? Okay, let's start here.
Oliver, can I ask?
Oh, go ahead, please,
Sorry.
David. No, please take over.
Oliver, can I ask how many chickens are there?
Currently 5.
5. And how often does the vet come in to visit them?
My chicken's never really had a problem. Doesn't need one.
So you're qualified like a veterinarian then?
I'm not a veterinarian. No, my chickens are just healthy and happy.
And how do you know that if you don't have the qualifications of a veterinarian?
I mean, they live a lot longer than a normal chicken would. They produce healthy eggs. They never die of unnatural causes. They just
That's not really answering my question. How do you assess if they're not suffering? Like, do they ever have any foot issues, any prolapses?
no. I mean, you know, you look at the chicken; it's all good. That means it's all good.
Yeah, and so you don't send them to slaughter,
No, no.
but you bred them before and you sent them to slaughter.
No. I've never sent a chicken to slaughter.
Where are
I've
your males then?
Well, we used to have one, and then we ate it.
When you
You know.
mate birds, now I'm not believing you. When you mate birds, evolutionarily speaking, you're going to have the same number of boys as you do girls. It's extremely, I guess, in the chicken raising farm world, would be considered really lucky if all you got were female chicks out of your eggs.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we've given some, you know, some roosters to my
So
neighbors
there's the
before,
honesty.
and
You've
shit like
given
that.
them away. What do you think happens?
Same thing. They'll just breed them or eat them. That's not really up to me.
Are you not understanding why we're vegan? Why are we vegan, Oliver?
Yeah, but like,
why are we vegan?
you're trying to put me onto other topics here. I'm trying to talk about the eggs, you know.
So I'm here to talk about the animals, all of them. Veganism is against the exploitation of all sentient beings. If I can avoid demanding someone's exploitation, I will do so. If you were as smart as a chicken, right, I would still respect you. I wouldn't think, oh, now I can use Oliver for whatever comes off of him without his consent.
But the chicken doesn't need the egg if it's fed.
Oliver, you don't need your hair. What if I want to just shave your body? Regardless of what you say or want, I'm going to tie you down, I'm going to shave you, and I'm going to use the hair to make, I don't know, whatever I want. Wigs, mats, whatever. Would that be fair to you?
I mean, if the chicken,
you don't
know,
need
like,
your hair.
You know, I don't. If
So
someone
it's okay
else
for me to do
benefited
that to
from
you?
eating my hair,
So it's okay for me
if
to do
my
that
hair
to
was
you?
edible and you got some protein
Oliver,
from it,
you're
fucking
missing
go
the
ahead,
point,
man.
and honestly, you just said it's okay to enslave humans, so we're done here. You should never be allowed to exploit someone without their consent. All right? I should never be
Yeah,
allowed to
and
take your hair. Go ahead, Dave.
the fact that he basically said the chickens look fine, and this is the problem. Well, one of the many problems. Most of these backyarders think they know how the animals feel just by looking at them, right? And hens can't really express, chickens can't really express, roosters can't really express. And these people don't know the telltale signs of them suffering, like long-term injuries or diseases, even prolapses. I often take rescues from one of the sanctuaries here to the vet clinic because there's so many of them suffering with so many health issues.
Yeah, every time I've heard of somebody taking care of rescues, often these rescues don't live that long because they've got like all these mutations. Their bodies are either growing too fast if they are chickens, or you know, they do have prolapses because their bodies aren't supposed to produce so many eggs, and it's pulling something like 10% of their calcium for each egg. I mean,
100%.
It's crazy.
100%.
Yeah, it's wild. Well, yeah, as soon as you say you're not for human rights, you're going to be confused talking about animal rights, so it's time to move on. Anyway, well, Oliver, I'm not going to bring you back up. I just kicked you down. You just said it was okay for us to tie you down without your permission to shave you. That seems
Yeah,
wild.
what does that lead to?
Yeah.
What does that lead to?
I mean,
So
if you don't care about
we
your
could
body, what
start
about your mom? Go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
exactly.
Yeah, you had a lot of time to speak, Oliver. You were up here quite a while.
Well, dude, it's the same idea, Oliver. It's you're leading into these hypotheticals that show just your mindset. And like if we go on down the road, like eventually it leads to family members, it leads to non-consent, it leads to a lot of different things. Can I just say something? Also, chat, hit the like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, support and VSL,
thank you.
also anti-animal use. I just thought I'd throw that.
Yes,
Also Axel as
We're
well.
not going to be live this Saturday. We're going to take this weekend to kind of recoup. But
Nice.
we will be back the following weekend. But I'll be up all week. So.
Amazing amount of views.
Oh
So
my gosh,
good.
that
So
last
good.
one totally caught me off guard. I think it's because Cooper is amazing. Cooper came in and he
Yeah,
saved the
you're
day
you're all
multiple
amazing.
times. Yeah. Him and Elvin really did rescue us. We were trying out the TVs for the first time, and or not the first time, but the first time in a while. We've been doing it with just the signs, so it felt weird
Right.
pulling the TV out and having this graphic footage playing all the time. But it became something that was kind of handy to point to. But yeah, it
Right,
was.
right.
I was a little on edge,
Have you
but
done that?
go ahead. Sorry, it was just nice having Cooper
Sorry,
there.
have you? Yeah, for sure. Have you done the 3-minute movie challenge, or
I
have you
have
done the
watched it.
3D
Yes, I
ones?
haven't done that for other people though, which we were thinking about doing that since we have the TVs. We were thinking about
Yeah.
doing it kind of that
You
style.
draw people in with a prize. I guess if it gets like to the point where you guys are like, we can't draw people in, maybe you could do something like that. Just an idea. Because what I found is like sometimes it's like less confrontive. If people see the footage, they're like, "Oh, I'm getting out of here," or "Oh, they know who you are."
Yeah.
Where like if you're like drawing people in, it might be like, "Okay, well, this is a challenge. People love challenges, you know."
We definitely had people
It's a bit more
deterred.
work though.
Yeah, we had some people deterred because the TV was just playing and we weren't doing it quite AV style.
Right.
But I got a cover so that it has a flap. So we were talking about like maybe doing it where we talk to somebody and then we like, hey, would you be willing to watch 3 minutes? Or we have some clips on there. I don't know exactly how long the clips are that I have on there because they're from the AV. I used to
Yeah.
organize for AV, so I have all the equipment essentially. So I don't know how
Oh,
long.
same here. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like utilizing it. But yeah, I'm not sure how long that
What I've
clip
moved is to like iPads now. It's just a lot easier to carry around.
Yeah, TVs are heavy, like
Yeah.
very heavy. I cannot hold that TV very long, but we had a volunteer that held it the whole time we were out there, and we were out there for like 2 or 3 hours. I kept checking on him. He's like, "No, I'm good. This is great." But yeah, we had a good time. We had a good day. I don't know about how I feel about that location. That location felt stressful, but at the same time, it like you can be seen from all angles, so it has like a benefit of a lot of views, a lot of people seeing you because there's a lot of cars, a lot of people have to stop for a long time and
Yeah.
they look
In the
over.
distance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was huge. Well, there's nobody coming up. Is everybody vegan now? I know Oliver wants to come up really bad. I know Oliver, chickens don't need their eggs. Actually, if you leave them there, they will eat them. You actually, yeah.
Yeah, smash them for them, let them
smash
eat them, replenish their nutrients. Also, you can get implants, slow down, and stop looking at them that way. They're individuals, Oliver.
Yeah. Like people that rescue chickens, what they do is they try to decrease their egg production because when they produce eggs, it does shorten their life. I don't know if anyone's ever had a companion bird like a parakeet or something, but if they start to lay eggs and you take them to the vet, your vet will tell you get them to stop immediately. It's that detrimental. So it's like, how are we doing this to somebody? We were birthing someone into existence to just live that existence of producing eggs. It's not fair. But.
Yeah, and they're all genetically engineered. I don't know what, they used to, so back in the day, they used to say it's genetically engineered, and then they decided to change the term to genetically modify. I don't know if you know that. This was a long time ago. And I remember them changing that term just to make it sound a little bit more palatable.
Yeah.
It's almost like when I was an inspector, we used to, like when they started looking at animal transportation, so they had an inspection for that specifically.
Mm-hmm.
They used to call it humane transport inspector, but then they just tried to change the name to animal transport inspector.
Oh.
They're very clever on how they change this wording around to make it not sound exploitative, right?
Yeah.
Or like sort of scary in a way.
Hey Styles, I saw you by the way. I did want to thank you for all those the roses. Thank you. And Vegan Siren, thank you guys. That was really sweet of you. Oh, it's Two Spirit Veg. Thank you. Sorry guys. I'm really bad at I feel weird talking about you guys giving me money. It makes me feel weird, so I do appreciate it, but I feel awkward now.
I don't feel weird. Give Anna more money. I want her to become full-time animal rights activist. Same with Axel. Give all
Oh
the
yeah.
people that want to be animal
Go
rights
check out
activists
Axel. He's
all the money in the world.
and 40-year-old vegan. Please go follow them. They also have ways that you can donate to their accounts. Axel's working on beef jerky. 40-year-old vegan is always outside streaming, challenging people. He'll just walk into stores selling purses and yell at them about the skin they're using. I saw that. That was amazing. Just so casually.
It wasn't me. It was somebody else.
Right, it was somebody
It's
else.
seitan jerky, not beef jerky.
Oh,
though.
right. Well, you know, it's vegan. So I'm in a vegan household. We don't say vegan before the word. So, yeah. It's jerky. Seitan jerky.
You awoken. You awoken the Axel giant.
I did. I'm so sorry, Axel. I misrepresented you.
It's all good.
He's like, wait, I'm vegan. What are you talking about? Oh, my God. Yeah. Well, you know what? For the non-vegans, maybe you should just you should try it anyway, thinking that it's beef jerky.
Exactly. So I did want to mention I'm gonna brag a little bit
Do it.
because 40's always talking about how we need to do like be double tapping the screen. I've been double tapping the screen the whole time we've been on here. Where you been out, 40?
Where are my likes? We're at 28K, guys. That's pretty high up
Oh
there.
yeah.
Thank you.
I'm like 20K of those likes.
Funny enough, Ian
Let's
actually has a tool
go.
for that, by the way. So I'll share that with you guys later. I call it my Clickum. It's a little. I'm not going to say it, actually. I don't want TikTok to catch on. But yeah, it saves your fingers for sure. Oh, actually, look at that. We have a couple of people pop up. Red Boy. Oh. Maybe. Hey, are you over 18? Oh, can't hear you if you mute yourself. Okay. Might be just a bunch of kids. Timmy. Hi, Timmy. Are you over 18?
Nigger.
It's gross. Someone report that butthole. How do I... Uh-oh. There we go. Live metrics. Uh-oh. What happened here? I can't look at my live metric. Well, someone report him, please, because that guy was garbage. There you are. Oh, are you actually there, Red Boy? Sometimes it's TikTok. Are you over 18? Hello?
Nigger.
Wow.
They're just they're such children. They're just moral patients. You have to remind yourself. They don't understand what they're doing. That's why they still need a guardian. And their guardian isn't watching them right now.
I'm more ashamed of the Guardian than I am.
I
them.
am too. I'm like, you're not watching them. You're not making, like, they could be talking to a predator right now. It's terrible. Yeah, I can't find my little list of, oops, I don't want that. My list of people in the room. It changed my button. Damn it. I keep hitting the same thing. Oh, that was Ian talking to Jasmine.
Yeah, there's nobody really new. I mean, Oliver requested and another name requested, but I'm not. Yeah, I think you'll recognize the name.
Oh, yeah, I do recognize the name. That person is not allowed up here. I understand you said you want to apologize. I don't trust you. You were very gross and I didn't appreciate it. So this is your punishment. You don't get to talk to me. Yeah, not a fan. Yeah, it doesn't matter what they taste like. What matters is that they care about what happens to them. Let's see.
Yeah, guys, I can't just eat human babies because they taste good.
I mean, they taste so good though, and they're so tender. They don't know what's going on.
They're pretty much useless, so you know it's
Totally
all
useless.
good.
All they want is they want to just be fed and they poop and that's it. Fed and poop, fed and poop. I can use
I mean, like baby cows are more useful than baby
yeah,
human
they
babies.
absolutely are. Oh, they're so much
More
cuter
intelligent.
too. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Cow babies can walk. Human babies can't walk.
Chickens can count. Like they can do basic low rudimentary math when like shortly after being born. That'd be like a baby. A human baby has I forgot what it's called. They don't have that object permanence. So if you like show them an object and they hide it behind something, they don't think it exists anymore. Dumb baby.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, babies are dumb.
Human babies, man.
They're dumb.
Human babies.
They're so like defenseless too. They have to be taken care of for so long. So long.
A year.
Decades.
Like a whole year.
Yeah, at least a couple of years. But I mean, you know, like God.
A year to where they can actually even walk is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Like,
but even then they don't even walk well.
No. And then they get into everything that is dangerous like it's a toy.
Exactly. Idiots. Oh my god. Well, I don't know. It looks like nobody wants to come up. Maybe I'll just call it here. How do you guys feel?
Yeah, I was just gonna give a speech. So if you guys really aren't vegan, like this is what you guys are advocating for. You're advocating for slavery and murder that happens to animals. So if you really are advocating for this, just think of how Confederate States of America made all their excuses to allow blacks to be slaves. And the Confederate States were not the United States. So if you were pro-United States, you wouldn't be advocating for everything the Confederate States were fighting for.
That's like Germany flashing around the schmatzy flag.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not a part of their history they're particularly proud of. So that was an enemy. Well, you guys, you know, maybe I'll answer a few questions in the chat because I don't like leaving early, but it's just that there's so few people, but there's some people in the chat. I want to start out though. Veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So if I can avoid demanding someone's exploitation, I do so. It's that simple. It doesn't matter if you're for capitalism or not. It's just a lever we have to use. So I encourage people, if you're going to participate in supply and demand things that don't demand direct exploitation. Demand the plants. They don't care. Yeah, ethical farming would be plant farming or veganic farming, really, which there's actually some great vegans on here. There's Ben the Vegan Farmer, really great vegan activist, puts out great content about not only conservation, like, you know, people claiming we have to go hunt all these animals to maintain their populations, yada, yada, yada. He covers that stuff, but he also talks about, you know, veganism. So he's like, it's got a little extra, like most vegans don't really talk about, you know, invasive species and such. And I really like that he tackled that. It's really good. There's also I think it has an O with a question mark. You can find him on another platform under Ozark. And he also shows how to grow veganically. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really great.
I want to add a fact to that because I was actually going to go talk to the White House about all of this.
What?
So, yeah,
I must have missed that.
It was back in the summer.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
It was back in the summer when I was living in Indiana. It was like a thing that I was going to do, and then I kind of lost track of time and all that. And but anyway, so not only is veganic farming better for animals, which is the most important thing, but it will also make every country more self-sustaining and actually be able to like help every economy because we would all be able to have more jobs that are more localized. We wouldn't have to be traveling super far from our families. Vertical farming is something that Denmark is already being the leading the leading charge of vertical farming. It's going to help Greenland actually no longer be solely reliant on or imports for food.
Wow.
So yeah, like it's if if you guys really are worried about like being able to feed everyone, like the vertical and veganic farming is gonna be the number one way. Humans are just as efficient at pollination as bees are. We don't need bees to be pollinating our plants. It's just the matter of funding. Like we don't have to pay bees to pollinate. It's what we would have to pay workers to
I mean, there's other
pollinate the
things we
plant.
can do too. There's you can encourage I mean, as well as workers, because I do think that it would take more than just a couple of things. It's probably going to take a lot of different ideas coming together on that. But there's also
Mhm.
there's technologies coming out where like drones are basically doing the bee job. You know, we have technology that is coming in to replace that, but also we could improve the native habitat so that the natural pollinators come back.
Oliver, if you eat, I wanted to add in on this. Oliver, all eating eggs really comes down to, even if everything vegan stoner lady was saying was wrong, okay? I want you to think about this, Oliver. You were paying someone or you were enslaving someone to have their period every single day so you can take her eggs. That is what you're doing. You are enslaving someone. They can't leave. They have no choice. You were taking her period away from her every day until the day she dies. And you were talking about wild animals. Red jungle fowls only produce 12 to 15 eggs per year, not an egg a day. It's not an egg. That's more than 10 times the amount of a red jungle fowl producing an egg. They die anyway. They shouldn't exist in the first place.
Yeah, the problem is, Oliver, which you weren't listening to. I was trying to make the point that you just see them as an object. As soon as they pass away, you get another. Right? So they're just a machine to you. And once the machine stops, you get a new machine. They're not machines. They're sentient beings. You're demanding someone be born into existence with a handicap that benefits you. If you stop like what I would say in your situation right now, if you have those ladies in your backyard right now, you could be a sanctuary. You could go look at I think it's called Chicken Butt Micro Sanctuary. They're here on TikTok. She has chickens. She puts in efforts though to reduce their egg laying because it's so detrimental to their health. It doesn't sound like you even care. It sounds like you might even be encouraging them to produce more eggs because you don't care. They're going to unalive anyway, right? The difference is that you're seeing a someone as a something. That's the problem. How would you like to be seen as a something, even though you care about what happens to yourself?
Anthony, you're saying just don't breed a teenager, just take her period blood.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
I mean, what you're saying is like either you have to breed them into existence, right? Or you have to go to the wild and steal someone's egg, which might be fertilized because they're trying to make a baby. Like what? I don't understand what your argument is. I understand, by the way, Anthony, that capitalism is exploitation, but are you saying then that in the time of human slavery, the abolitionists that were speaking up for the human slaves, are you saying that they couldn't do that because they participated in capitalism? They couldn't defend a victim of exploitation because they were using capitalism? That doesn't make sense. Like, we live in this system and we use the levers, the powers that are available to us to make the world a better place, right? That's what we do. Or at least we use the levers we can to do what we need to. Capitalism, sadly, is what's in power right now. So yeah, we're telling you to use that power to support not demanding someone's exploitation. Plant foods don't demand someone's direct exploitation. Animal products demand someone lose their body part, their child, their family, their life. I have not heard of Frizzle. It doesn't. Why does it matter the type of chicken? I already
Yeah,
told
dude,
you.
like
It
you're
doesn't
saying,
matter.
I buy a long history, like a family of slaves that were bred into existence for a very long time. Like they're very healthy slaves, okay? So it's okay.
The best
They,
slaves, the
their
best.
families have been bred for generations to be my slaves. So it's
They,
okay to buy them, okay?
they have a third leg. They're so good.
Oh, thank you, Keith. I didn't see that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Little heart. It's not about being a leftist. Yes, that's true. It's not about being a leftist. Peak virtue signaling. Yeah, if you're not vegan, you are virtue signaling. Especially when people sit there and say, oh, you should consider human rights or human issues going on over animal issues. Like, you're the one virtue signaling. How are you, first of all, you don't demand that those human atrocities happen, right? So how do you make the biggest impact on those? The only thing you could do is really like donate money and talk to your representative. Veganism, you are demanding this exploitation. You can create a huge change. Like, you could at least prevent 100 individuals from being forced into existence and put into that system. That's a lot. That's just from you moving your hand. And that's per year. 100 individuals, each one caring about what happens to them.
Ricky, if you want to come up here, we can talk about that.
Come up here, Ricky.
Yeah. I'm a hunter, he says.
Let's see, hold on a second.
I love talking to hunters. It's great.
It's saying something about a reward thing. I don't care about it. It won't let me close it. It's like almost there, just one more to claim a reward. I don't care. I want to see my list of people. Like, I can't invite people to come in because I can't see the list. I just see the chat.
The only one I see is still Oliver. I don't see any invites up.
Okay. I do see my my invites, luckily. I do see you, Oliver. I don't know.
Ricky, if you just come up here, like if you just request to talk, we can have a chat.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know how to invite him up. Get up here, Ricky. Let's go.
Why do you can talk? Yeah, see, like I can't even read your sentences, bro. Like I don't know what you're trying to ask.
It could be a kid
in that
too.
question. Like, well, if I don't think a kid could spell cannibalism, but like they just.
I don't know. Sometimes they just go to Google and they copy and paste.
Why can you talk about cannibalism and change the language? I'm not changing any language. And we're talking about cannibalism to show the like absurdity that people claim.
Exactly. I don't know why this does this to me. I want to see the people. Let me see the people. I see. Go ahead, sorry.
I don't even see Ricky on the
Please
list.
just come up here and you can tell me
Found
how
it.
my claim is absurd.
I found it. I got it. All right, Ricky, I'm coming for you. I'm looking for you. Where are you?
Dude.
Oh, weird. You're not in this list. That's weird. Did he leave? No, you're right there, though.
You guys don't even use the word someone in the correct. Yeah, see,
Yeah,
I would love to talk to you,
come
bro.
up here. Let's go.
Just go up. Don't be afraid, Ricky. Come on.
Come on, let's go. I'll stay muted if you come up. Will that make it easier?
I can't promise anything.
That's fine. You don't need to. I'll make this promise just for me. I can only speak for me.
I'm from Utah, bro. Like, we're just a bunch of Mormons, man. Like, you can make fun.
Dude, go wreck Axel. You'll totally wreck him, bro.
I don't see him in my list, so I can't throw him an invite. I wonder
I
if
don't know how to be quiet.
he might not
I think
have
he's
the ability.
afraid.
It's the little two people icon. Do you have that? Sometimes people don't have the ability to come up.
Oh, right.
'Cause I don't see him in my list to be able to invite up, so that's why I'm wondering if maybe he's maybe a newer account, or maybe he's underage or something.
Right.
You don't know how to be quiet? Y'all are Mormon? Bro.
I'm not Mormon. He's just making a joke.
I was born Mormon.
I was born Lutheran. My partner was born Jehovah's Witness.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
He raised his eyebrows. Yeah.
What have I tuned into?
Yeah, right? What has happened? What? Oh my gosh. Well, Ricky's not coming in.
Catholic here.
Oh, just old school traditional, I guess.
Yeah.
We're all at odds ends.
Yeah.
Fight.
It is funny.
However, I left the LDS church at the age of 10, so
Yeah.
we all think
rebel.
My
Going to
family
hell.
oddly was not, even though they were Lutheran and they did like stuff around Christmas and such. We never went to church, and my grandma actually hated church. But they were like, if you said that God didn't exist or something, that wasn't tolerated. So it was a weird vibe in the house. Didn't talk about it,
Yes,
but
my
you better
mom
believe
wants
it.
to come up now.
Oh,
My mom's full on
Dame.
religious now.
Oh, let's bring up Dame.
Nope.
Welcome up,
Let's go.
Dame. Before
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, doing well. Are you over 18? You sound like you are.
Yeah, way over.
Right on. So why aren't you
Do
vegan?
you oh, for me personally,
Yeah.
man, so many reasons.
I'll get my pen.
I think it's healthier. I lift weights. I feel stronger. I tried taking meat out of my diet, just didn't work. I felt weaker. I think it's healthier. But the way I wanted to argue is not that. I wanted to ask if you accept, let's say, native cultures way up north who have no choice, have relied on this traditionally like forever.
Is that your situation though?
No, but I'm saying
I'm not
if
going
I
to
was
speak
vegan, I
to
would
someone's
accept.
situation that isn't here to defend what they do.
No, I'm just saying it's acceptable on for some
So
cultures,
again,
right?
I can't assume what someone does, right? I have to make a generalization and then talk about that.
So you're saying for me personally,
Yeah, I want to talk about if it's your culture specifically that's holding you back from being
well, it
vegan,
is
we
my
can
culture,
talk
right?
about it. No.
Let's say okay.
Okay. Is it actually like your cultural tradition that says you
Yeah,
must use
like
animals?
no, but my religion prescribes how to slaughter them properly, and which certain holidays that we eat
Can
them.
I be vegan and join your religion?
Why not? Sure.
Okay. So then it's not
Sure.
that you have to, it's that it's a choice.
No, but it's cultural. Many
So
holidays
what
it
about what
involves.
do you think the animals want?
What do I think the animals want?
Yeah, they're sentient. They care about what happens to them. What do you think they want?
I think the animals, including the ones we farm, and all the ones that get just as much harmed that through other types of farming, don't want to die. Whether you're doing aquaculture, and I a while back I was
They
on your
don't want to
live. I
be.
left.
They don't want to be unalived. I agree, and we should do
Neither do
something
the
about.
birds and the
We should
snakes
do
and the
something.
rodents
Yes,
and
I know. Ted
and you
Nugget.
have to.
I know Ted Nugget, Joe Rogan, whatever you want to call yourself. I get it. The moles, the bulls, the grolls, whatever. I get it. All the little animals that run in the crop fields. Yes, we know. Do you agree though that if we had a way to greatly drop how many animals we're harming in these fields, we should do that? We should decrease how many animals are dying in the fields?
You're asking something. I sure, but it
Okay,
can't be done.
I
You have to eat,
agree.
right?
It can be done, actually, Dame. There was a study done on this called
You can call
reducing.
me Damien. My name's Damien. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Damien.
Yeah.
There was actually a really big study done on this called Reducing Food's Environmental Impacts Through Producers and Consumers. They went over thousands of farms in hundreds of countries, and they found that we could actually greatly reduce our agricultural land use, meaning fewer crop deaths, if we stop farming animals, because we feed plants to the animals you use. We could actually reduce our ag land use by 75% if we stop farming animals and still feed over our current population a fully nutritious diet.
Right. I hear what you're saying, but
I don't think you did, because your claim was crop deaths, and I just said, if you want to reduce crop
you're
deaths,
saying
you should
reduce.
live
You're still not
vegan.
going to eliminate. There's still going to be
You
animals
can,
that get
though.
hurt.
Dame, we can improve crop farming. You can't remove exploitation from using animals.
You can't. What?
You're
Yeah.
exploiting
I think
someone
you.
for their body parts or their baby or their fluids or their periods. It's not fair. They don't
I
want
hear
to
you,
be
but
used.
I'm going to tell you something. I can't look. Just the image you're using, I can't get there comparing. I don't know what it looks like, a catfish to a human. We're never going to agree. Like
Well,
I
Dame,
get a
of course we're not
catfish is
going to agree
sentient.
if you don't listen.
I think most people in your life, or anybody who's exposed to to vegan thing. Remember, it's about 3%, right? Vegans.
Who cares?
And
Veganism is a
the market for meat.
personal principle. Personal
Right.
principle. I don't care what anybody else does. It could be just me being vegan. Veganism is
Right.
me going, I don't want to demand Damien's exploitation. That's veganism.
Right.
Yeah.
I advocate more for humans than catfish, is what I'm saying.
You're not going
I
to the store and choosing between a baby leg and a fish body. You're choosing between plants and animals.
right.
Right. So you
Here,
can get
I'll
everything
put
you need from plants, fungi, and seaweed.
if that's true, how come top tier athletes need protein in their
Okay,
diet?
wait.
Right.
You don't use science, you don't use studies, you just use that person
How
over
many
there.
How many athletes
Why don't
top
you
tier
use
are vegan?
empirical
Less
evidence?
than 2%.
Damien,
But that is evidence. Look it up.
empirical, not anecdotal. Do you
Not
know?
anecdotal. Look it up. Ask how many pro
Damien,
athletes are vegan.
Damien,
Oh,
hi.
there's been gold medalist powerlifters that are vegan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are
If-
bodybuilders that are vegan.
Few and they have to heavily supplement.
Oh my God,
Heavily
Damien. The
supplement.
animals have to heavily supplement. They supplement
A
the
lot
animals.
of major athletes supplement. A lot of major
I know,
athletes
exactly.
supplement.
Vegan or not.
I'll counter that. Every major athlete
I mean,
has to
can I
supplement.
That's
ask
true.
you
Every
what's
single one of them, I guarantee, takes a supplement. Yeah.
what's your goal here?
Damien,
Do you think you're going to
Damien,
eliminate the meat
why
market?
do
Do
you
you
think
think that
it's
anyone
okay,
listening to like
Damien, why do you think it's
Yeah, go ahead.
okay to stick a knife in animals? Even better, do you think bestiality, and I say it like that because we're on TikTok, do you think bestiality is moral? Someone penetrating an animal for pleasure? Is that moral? You're muted. Is it moral to poke around an animal's private
I
parts?
think I'm polite enough and give you time to speak without you muting.
Okay. We're just gonna drop you. I don't have time for whiny babies. Sorry.
Yeah, this guy did not care to even engage in good faith. So
Yeah, he started getting
it's such a
meta
waste
about
of
the
time.
conversation. Stick with the
Well,
topic.
he didn't want to. Yeah, and he didn't want to take personal accountability. He kept going to appealing to popularity, appealing to popularity.
Yeah. I mean, the whole point is, Damien, would you want to be exploited and used without your consent even considered? I know I wouldn't. That's all veganism is. Even if I was already in a cage and someone had already been exploiting me for a long time, I would still want you to stop. Even if I'm unaware of it. Me looking from the outside, I'm like, yeah, I still wouldn't want it done to me. I wouldn't want anybody to do that to somebody else, even if they're unaware. It's not fair.
Yeah, and Damien, you say it couldn't handle you. You weren't there in good faith to have a conversation. You were there to debate and straw man and appeal to popularity. The other thing is you say you care about humans. You put humans into those places that take the lives of innocent animals every day. So if you care about humans, why would you do that to a human? Migrants, immigrants, children are even trafficked into those places. So no, you don't care about humans. You're a me supremacist. You care about me, and that's it.
Yeah, it usually does come down to, well, I get these benefits. Don't you understand that I get these benefits? I really enjoy these benefits. And it's like, yeah, but there's a victim, right? You're using someone else's body for your sensory pleasure. Your sensory pleasure, nothing more. Because you don't need to use animals. We can get literally everything from a plant-based diet. Everything. There's nothing you need from animals. Do either of you want to speak to who are requesting? We have Damien and obviously still Oliver.
I can go back to talking to Damien.
You want to talk to Damien? Okay.
Yeah, I got this.
All right, here we go, Damien.
All right,
Hey.
say what you had to say, buddy. Just avoid complaining.
I wasn't complaining. I was trying to put solid points out there. I mean, you guys
Okay,
want to
just
gang
go
up
ahead
on
and
me
say
and
your
drop me
point.
if you don't like what I'm saying. I don't.
You
Just
sound
go
pretty
ahead and-
emotional, though, dude.
Yeah, just go ahead and say your
See
point.
what I mean? That's just a weak attack. You want to call me emotional? I'm just trying to put legit
Please
points.
just say your point. Please just say your point.
Which one do you want to talk about? Health? Do you want to talk about what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, so what is the true justification to enslave and murder animals?
I don't call it enslaving and murdering. Already, like you're putting me in a box.
That's what you call it. That's you.
I call it farming, like most of the industry does, right? I don't call it. I call it farming the same way you call farming your crops that hurt just as many animals, if not more. She says it's possible to reduce.
We breed
but at the
92.2
meantime-
billion animals into existence. 92.2 billion. The largest.
And what's the number of animals that get
They have
killed?
barely like
I don't know
7
the stat.
billion.
Through regular farming, right?
Yep.
7.
So 7 birds, 7 rodents, like 7
Okay.
what?
So what is the contention of calling it slavery?
I don't know. You're the one who called it slavery. I didn't.
No, I know. Why do you have contention with that? Like, why is that
Why
a
do I
bad
think
thing?
it's? Because I'd rather call it farming. Because
Why?
that's what it is. No, because the industry, right? Themselves, they don't call it the enslavement of animals
Yeah,
and
do you
meat industry,
do you
right?
understand
call
why
it
they
farming.
don't call it slavery?
I wouldn't. I think it's not good marketing.
That's one. That's a good one. That's a very good answer.
Right.
It would be very negatively viewed on public opinion if we were to accept these beings as individuals, right?
And remember, don't forget, there is another market for hunting. And like I said, I don't like that you guys completely ignored native cultures and things they've survived on and needed calories for thousands of years. Like I'm not allowed to
Really
bring that up. Why
don't
not?
appreciate you tokenizing a group of people that you're not a part of.
I'm not tokenizing.
You
I'm
are.
saying there's people
You're
that
tokenizing
that
them.
eat meat,
Well,
and I
if
think
they
there's
have an
nothing immoral
issue
about it.
with veganism, they can come talk to me, can't they? You don't need to defend them. They can handle it themselves.
Right. So what do I have to do? A DNA test, and if I have some native blood, then I can argue it. Like it's
It
silly
has
what you're
nothing to
saying.
do with your DNA. That's
I-
disgusting. It
What are
has
you
to,
talking about?
It has nothing to do that you have native DNA, so now
I'm
you
not talking.
suddenly
I'm saying there's
absorb all their
cultures
culture.
out. I'm saying there's cultures out
That
there
doesn't
that
matter,
eat-
Damien. What matters
do
is
it.
that you're fucking abusing someone. You're cutting
I'm the
their
one who's
throat.
emotional,
You're
right?
raping them. You're literally graping them. You're bishmealating them. When you use milk, you have to make a mother. You have to separate the mother from her baby so you can suck her titty. Damien. When we use them for animal flesh, we take them even younger. We're eating babies. You're eating babies. 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 And you come up here being like, I've got native blood. That's not the point. When native people defend using animals, it's about their culture and their practices they're protecting. Not that they have blood in them. Like, what? It's about respecting somebody. It's about seeing a
And
someone
I
as a
respect native
someone.
cultures who eat meat. I don't put them down. I don't know why
You're
I'm not.
tokenizing again. You're using other people to justify your actions. Gross. Get the F out of here. Disgusting. I want to keep using vulnerable populations that don't have access to other food. That's my excuse now, even though I live in abundance. Cry me a fucking river. Good God. Like, seriously, it really is patronizing to go, people that live like this can't do what you're saying. They can. And if they really have contention with me saying that, I would love to talk to them. I think anybody, regardless of their situation or access to anything, can be vegan because it's about seeing a someone as a someone. Even those in survival situations should understand that gravity, right? You shouldn't be like, oh, because I'm in survival mode, I have to think of them as a potato. You should still understand
Yeah,
the gravity of the situation.
Dame just doesn't want to take personal accountability. It was all about it. Using other cultures, other traditions, whatever it is, Dame just does not want to accept any accountability himself.
Not to mention, he was complaining about interrupting. The dude interrupted me every time I was trying to speak.
Well, and he didn't answer your question. The one simple question you asked him, he didn't answer it.
No.
Yeah.
It was just like, bro, I couldn't speak. He didn't answer my questions. Like, the fucking life.
Yeah, he immediately pivoted to, you didn't consider this group of people that aren't here to defend their actions, instead of answering what in his mind justifies enslaving someone, or why does he have contention with even calling it enslavement? Which is funny.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it is funny that he knew exactly what you're saying and said, oh, I don't call it that, I call it farming. Oh, so you admit though that it's the same thing. Like, what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Anyway.
Yeah, so the point I was gonna get at before we invite somebody else up, so the individual doesn't really care, the victim doesn't really care what you call their victimization. They just care of the action, and the action is the same as slavery, is all I was gonna get at, and then move on from there and ask why he justifies victimizing to the scale of slavery, regardless if he considers it slavery or not.
Simple things.
Yeah.
Simple things. And Smiles is actually messaging you, Dame. Smiles is native. Why don't you speak to them?
Yeah. See, that's exactly what I'm saying is like, does Damien actually know somebody or, is actually a part of that community? Because you can't represent someone you don't understand where they're coming from. That's not fair. Oh, well, they do this, so I should be able to do it. Like, you don't even understand what's going on over there. Thank you, Smiles, for reaching out. Really do appreciate that. Should we bring up Carr? I see Carr is very anxious to get up here.
Yeah, careful though.
Yeah.
The anxious people are
Yeah, usually, you got to be over 18. So if you sound very young, I'm going to drop you. Oh, okay. Carr.
Hello.
Hey, are you over 18?
Yep.
What year were you born?
2007.
All right. Why aren't you vegan yet?
My question is do you eat eggs?
Why aren't you vegan yet?
Because I live on a farm and I've farmed for my whole life.
Okay. I don't use eggs because chickens are being exploited for them. Their brothers are blended up alive. They're forced to be handicapped and produce an egg a day, and they don't get to be free. They're born into slavery.
But a lot of chickens on farms are free roam chickens.
It doesn't matter.
They walk around.
Where are their brothers?
An egg has to be fertilized.
Where are their brothers?
If a chicken doesn't lay an egg.
Answer the question.
Yeah. Why?
Where are their brothers?
Where are their brothers?
In the egg. Once the egg is fertilized, they are in the egg.
Okay. So when the eggs hatch, most of the time, about half will be girls and the other half will be boys. The boys in the egg industry don't produce the right kind of flesh. So they're often either sold kind of young, or they're more often tied off in a bag, blended up, or drowned or crushed because they're a waste product. You don't want to feed something and have a cost to something it doesn't give back. Does that sound fair?
That is a fair point.
No. Does that sound fair to the male chickens?
No, it's not fair to the chickens that you're just killing chickens when you could just let them free and roam around.
Well, let's say that I breed chickens and half of them are female and half of them are boys, and I just release the males into the forest. Do you think that's responsible?
No, because but like also releasing them into the wild, they're gonna get eaten by like coyotes and shit.
Yeah, and it's like your fault that they're there, right? Because you bred them into existence.
Yes, I've been in like stuff like this before where they also said that you shouldn't keep them captive because
Yeah, you
then
shouldn't be breeding them into existence. But the ones that are here now, I would say take care of the best you can, try to reduce their egg laying, and just care for them like they were a companion dog or cat, not someone that is a slave that produces eggs for you.
Yeah, you can't. But the thing is, you can't really reduce egg laying.
You can actually. There's techniques. I don't know them all. I would go look up the chicken butt micro sanctuary. She goes live here on TikTok often, and she talks about what you can ask her what she does. She talks about like she has for her roosters a little stuffed animal that they can hump so they don't grape the chickens. Right?
Okay.
And there's other things that she does to help reduce their egg laying. I don't know all the things, but there are techniques that you can do to help reduce them producing eggs. Because when you take the eggs, you're actually encouraging them to lay more eggs. I don't know if I was saying this earlier. I don't know if you've ever had a companion bird like a parakeet or a cockatoo or something.
I used to have a parakeet, yes.
Okay, parakeet. So if that parakeet, I'm sure this didn't happen, but I had a friend who had a cockatiel, and they started to just lay eggs, and it was purely out of this they loved their owner so much, their caretaker so much, that they wanted to make babies with them. So they started to produce eggs. They'd go down to the bottom of their cage and lay an egg to show like, hey, I'm ready to make a baby. But she took them to the vet, and the vet was like, you need to get them to stop immediately because this will end their life early. It does the same to the chickens. So them laying so many eggs is detrimental for their health. They actually die an early death because of it.
Yeah, even with the chicken though, also is with if a chicken that lays eggs that people are eating. If that chicken doesn't lay, like if it produces an egg inside of it and it does not lay that egg,
I'm not talking about making a chicken not produce eggs. I'm saying you produce an environment that doesn't encourage them to lay eggs. They're still going to lay eggs, and those you can feed back to them, in fact.
Yeah, like if you manage their sleep cycles, keeping their because chickens lay eggs during the day. They don't typically lay it when they're in the dark. So if you limit their light exposure to like 8 to 10 hours a day, that already starts to reduce the amount of eggs they produce. Diet can also help. There's a various few things that you can do.
That makes sense because in the factory farms, they keep the lights on all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, to encourage egg production.
Yeah, with like shutting off the lights and stuff, you're stopping the egg from like producing as much. But
that's what we're talking about because it's in their best interest to reduce how many eggs they produce.
Yeah, so they live longer.
Yeah.
But like if I eat eggs every day for breakfast and stuff, and yeah, some people disagree with it, but like it gives me different nutrients than.
But you don't need it.
Do you need to?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Do you need to though? Do you need to eat those eggs?
In my point, yes.
Why?
Because I work on a farm all day. I'm always doing stuff. It gives me nutrients, energy to last longer than most. Like plant products, stuff like that. It gives me more energy.
Yeah, so when I'm gonna just ask the same question over and over again. Does it need to be this case that you're in right now? Do you need to farm chickens, to farm eggs, to eat eggs every day, to continue this cycle? Or could you move on to farming in a different practice, consume different things? Like, you don't need to be in the situation that you are in right now. Human beings are supposed to be the smartest animals on the planet, right? You can figure out a way to manage your life without doing this to chickens. We don't need to enslave the chickens. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand what you're saying. Like, you don't want to hurt the chickens or stop their life from living as long and stuff like that. But
No, I'm getting at a very more basic term. We don't need to do it.
we don't
That,
need to do it. Yeah, but
yeah,
like
yeah.
a lot of people, that's their job. That's like, yes, that's how they make money. It's probably not the most humane way to make money.
Again, basic terms. I'm gonna just try to get like nail this into the coffin. We don't need to. People have it for jobs. They don't need to have that for a job. They don't need to do this. We are trying to tackle that. This is a want, right? That's what I'm trying to get you in. Like, so there's no need for this to be your job. There's no need for this to be in your diet. There is no need for this to be in your everyday practice or any day practice.
Yeah. Like, if I eat, like, let's say vegetable, I wake up in the morning and I eat like a bowl of cooked broccoli and shit like that. I'm
You're gonna
getting,
eat broccoli for breakfast, dude? That's kind of crazy. I don't even eat
oh no,
That's like level
What about
11 vegan stuff.
what about
really high
oatmeal,
vegan
bro?
level there.
What about oatmeal?
Okay, Brian
Like
Johnson.
Oh yeah,
oatmeal.
shit like that. But like eating something that's not meat, let's say, or like eggs or whatever in the morning.
Yeah.
There's different nutrients levels to each thing, and meat has one of the highest nutrients levels out of all of them.
Well, we were talking about eggs. And
Which
eggs are actually relatively low
they're relatively low on like the
compared to calories. Yeah, they're like super high calorie to protein levels. So like you're gonna get a high amount of calorie or high amount of protein from eggs, but you're also gonna get super fat because they're really high in calories to protein levels. So like what we're getting at is the point of like if you're worried about protein, like to get my protein, for example, and I walk everywhere I go. Like I don't have a car. I walked in December 10th of 2024. I walked 30 miles. New Year's Eve I walked 25 miles just for fucks and giggles. So like I am a very active person is all I'm trying to say. I've been a blue collar worker my whole life. I've worked in factory work. I've worked in landscaping. I've done, and my entire adult life since I turned 21, I was vegan. So, I've done like chopping down trees, lifting up logs, and all that. Like, it's not like I'm just mowing lawns is landscaping as well. So what I do
I was gonna say
for
like
protein.
I would throw in like for your eggs, I'd say like tofu. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah.
interrupt you though.
Yeah, tofu, TVP, like because I don't know financial situation. I always assume farmers are broke.
You're not broke. I'm telling you that for a fact.
Okay, so if you're not broke, then yeah, like tofu. For like you could even like mimic eggs with tofu scramble.
There was actually someone called Vegan Hack. I don't know if you guys saw this video of his recently. He made a sunny side up egg out of really basic ingredients. I was shocked. It was tofu, some chickpea flour, a little turmeric, a little black salt. I was blown away by what he made. Just look up Vegan Hack. I think he's on here on TikTok. He might be somewhere else, but just look up Vegan Hack. He makes a lot of good food that's, I mean, it's like it replicates an egg, and it's actually probably healthier.
So you just like switch in for different stuff like eggs, tofu, and stuff like that. You can just switch for eggs for tofu and shit like that.
Honestly, I feel like tofu eggs are better than chicken eggs. I used to love like a fried egg or scrambled eggs, but I don't know, tofu, there's just something about, especially if you add the black salt, because it's kind of, black salt is it's made in a kiln, so it's got a little more of a sulfury flavor to it, and it's spot on egg. But it's better. It's not, I don't know. There were certain things about chicken eggs that I didn't enjoy that I actually thoroughly enjoy from tofu. But that's not why I stopped eating eggs. I stopped because I genuinely didn't want to keep supporting the egg laying industry, exploiting birds.
Yeah, I understand that point, but I don't really know.
Yes. Yeah. So here's where it is.
I think
You
it's
sound
all
like you're
personal
honest.
opinion.
So the reason why we make these foods that taste similar to the thing that is right there in front of you, right? Because you're like, this is silly. Why would I go this long roundabout way, right? When you have eggs right there. And it's just, again, it's like seeing someone breeding dogs, and being unfair to them. You're like, I understand you get this benefit, but don't you care what you're doing to these dogs? And I understand that those chickens may be happy in that moment, but they're certainly not happy if they have to have their lives ended, if they have to be sent to slaughter. And the boys definitely don't like being unalived. I'm sure that especially as a mother, when they do have chicks, they're separated from their babies. That also, must be hard to go through. So it's
chicken.
Go ahead.
Most chickens don't have feelings.
They do. They're actually quite sentient and very sensitive. They purr when they're being cuddled. They make preferences of individuals. Like they absolutely have emotions. Go ahead, Axel. Sorry.
I want to point out when you just said that most chickens don't have feelings, even if that was the case, most human slaves didn't care about being a slave. Most human slaves actually preferred being a human slave. It wasn't until like people started rejecting it that they actually started participating in that rejection
because they realized that it wasn't like good and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They were probably groomed into it, right? Like they were groomed into accepting it in the beginning.
They thought it was just how life went.
Yeah, and they got free food. Like even when some other slaves were like complaining about being a slave, they were like, dude, you get a free food, you got a roof over your head, stop complaining and get back to work, which is super unfortunate that they were like even having other slaves, because most of the slaves had bosses that were also slaves to keep people in line. So, and it was just because these people were like so indoctrinated to it. So just because they're content or they have no feeling about this situation, that doesn't mean it's good. They're still sentient beings that have feelings, emotions. Chickens do mourn their loved ones. I'm sure you know this since you farm chickens. Like when one of the flock dies, like the chickens aren't like happy about it. Like they get negative emotions. They are like get depressed for a couple of days, and then they like eventually go back to their normal cycle. But yet they do get negatively affected by some of the flock dying.
Yeah.
So what I'm curious, like, are you open to the idea of living vegan? Because it does sound like you understand that they care about what happens to them.
I wouldn't say I'm like completely open to it, but I would understand why people do it.
Okay. Would you be willing to like watch a documentary?
I'd probably go watch a documentary after this. If you have any recommendations,
I recommend Dominion.
Could I just?
Oh, please, David, go ahead.
Sorry, could I just add in, the rancher advocacy programs and stuff like that?
Yes, actually, that is a great point. So, excuse me, for you specifically, I would say go to Dominion, but maybe write this down. Look up Ranchers Advocacy Program. They are actually they're a group that helps people who are farming animals move away from using animals and utilizing their land for other things. And it's just a great resource for farmers. There's multiples. Although I really like Rowdy Girl Sanctuary specifically. That's who started that. The person that founded the Ranchers Advocacy Program, her husband owned a ranch, and they were selling off their cattle, and she was fighting it, even though they'd been together for a very long time. So it's just the interesting origin story, and they're out there to help others, try to live in alignment with their own principles. So if you're willing to watch that, at least, I would love to hear back from you if you felt any differently. Because I understand that, you farm the chickens, but maybe you don't know what goes on with other animal sectors, or maybe you don't know what happens once those chickens enter the slaughterhouse. This is just showing you the standard practice that is inherent, that absolutely happens in order to use animals, regardless if it's a nice farm or not.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
I appreciate that, Car. All right. Well, then I'm going to let you go. Can I ask you one last question?
Go for it.
How many more animals do you want exploited for you? Is it more than 0?
I can't really say anything really about it.
Well, when I say, I use my words specifically, I say want, because I understand that we live in a imperfect world and it's not vegan, but what is your preference? Would you prefer that we got everything that we have now, but just don't use animals?
But like I would say yes, but like a lot of our clothes and stuff also come from like sheep.
So I just want to point out that your values say that you don't want to exploit animals, and I believe you. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I understand you feel like maybe there's some obstacles in the way, but the point is that your values are that if you can avoid it, you feel that you should. And
yeah, there's like things to get around the obstacles.
Exactly. It just takes sometimes even just typing it into a search engine, like vegan sweater, vegan boots, whatever it is that you're thinking is this obstacle, there is probably a solution. Someone else has already experienced it. So just know that any obstacle, go look for research, or you can even reach out to any of us. We would love to answer any of those questions. But at minimum, just go watch that documentary, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Car. I appreciate you coming up here.
Yep, you have a good night.
You too. Thanks for coming up. Let me repeat myself. All right, let's see. What time are we at? I might call it here. We've been up for quite some time. I think like 3 hours, right? Oh, I have a glitch on one of my windows. It won't let me grab one. Yeah, wow, 3 hours. So I might call it here, guys. And but I will be live on Friday, same time, 4:22-ish. And I'll go on for, I don't know. I try to aim for 3 hours, but sometimes I end a little early. So, but at least at 4:22-ish, keep an eye on my page. And yeah, if you're not already following Axel or the 40-year-old vegan, please follow them right now. Go tap on them, go like them, go find them on other platforms. They put out a lot of good content. All right. They also go live and they'll interact with their audiences, and they're fun to ask questions to. So please go follow them. Okay. Great animal activists. Also follow me. I know. Follow me. Also follow Anti-Animal Use. We're a group of people doing this. We interview people face to face. We usually go to a farmer's market, but we've been changing up the locations lately. And we change up our style. We don't always do the same style. But yeah, come check us out. Any last words?
No, that's great. I love that you mix it up. It just shows other people doing street advocacy what they can do and how they can mix it up and make it their own, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I honestly, I like showing all the different ways and experiencing them myself. So it's kind of fun to also change it up. But as long as we're out there. Anyway, all right, guys, if you're not vegan, go fucking vegan already.
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, with that, have a great vegan night, guys.
See ya.
See ya. I'm wild. You just gotta love it. Oh my God. Okay, YouTube. Appreciate y'all. Also, again, I just want to say, Savvy, you're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. And Tufty, you're also a GOAT. You're the GOAT. Greatest of all time. Appreciate you guys. Or a GOAT. Goats are cool too. Really appreciate you guys, though. Thank you so much for your donations. Please go vegan if you're not vegan. Thank you to my non-vegans, or excuse me, thank you to my vegans. No, thank you non-vegans for being here. But thank you to my vegans for being here. I appreciate you the most. So thank you. And my mods. Thank you for keeping it safe out there, really. And I will see you on Friday. Bye. I'm stealing it, Axel. Bye.